the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Yeah, it's another beautiful morning. We greet you and welcome you to your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on SABC3. What's happening to you?
Oh,
All
you
good,
gents
yes?
look so dapper.
Thank you very much. Little, you know,
A suited Tuesday, suited for each other.
50 shades of grey and
There's
black.
lots of grey and
Yeah.
black
That kind of
vibes.
thing. Yeah, it's gonna be a it's gonna be a good day as well.
Yeah.
It is indeed. And we've got a busy show ahead for you. It is Tuesday, in case you were wondering. So we have our medical chat. Dr. Darren Green joining us in the house. And it's all about skin cancer awareness this summer season. Of course, we need to protect our skin. Even today, I'm wearing sunblock, guys.
Yes.
Do you
You
have your
should be.
sunblock?
Yes,
You
you
should
should
be, yeah.
have sunblock on
Every
all the
single day.
time. Look
My
at summer.
moisturizer is SPF 21.
Oh, hello.
You know what I mean? Just keeping it
Yes.
nice and young and fresh.
Yes. Okay, well, look, the sun is out, but it does mean we have to take care of our skins consistently. But then we take a bit of a serious conversation, a serious angle to it. Yolanda Yawa, she is a very talented performer, and she joins us in studio this morning to talk about living positively with HIV. Which is very important
absolutely
to talk about.
crucial conversation to
Yeah.
have. And then we also get the chance to meet our performer today. Young Paris is in the studio.
Oh,
We're going to
yes.
have a lot of fun listening to his music.
That's right.
Exciting things. Well, let's get your morning underway by taking a look at your morning headlines.
Thank you very much, team, and a very warm welcome from my side as well on your Tuesday morning. Let's get the morning underway. Take a look at your news headlines. Your national news headlines this morning: motorists who applied for driver's licenses and are still waiting to receive them are being advised to apply for temporary licenses or risk being fined. The backlog follows a labour dispute between the Department of Transport and driving licence card account employees. The Department of Transport's Ishmael Mnisi says an agreement has since been reached and the employees have agreed to return to production. He said the current production backlog stands at 90,000 cards, but will be prioritised to be printed in the next 3 weeks. And families of victims of the Life Esidimeni tragedy are demanding that the government settle outstanding compensation. They marched to the office of Gauteng Premier David Makura yesterday and later headed to the ANC's headquarters, Lutuli House, where they met with the party's head of presidency, Zizi Kodwa. Kodwa assured them that by Friday the matter would be settled. In 2016, 144 psychiatric patients died after the Gauteng Department of Health moved 1,700 people from the Life Esidimeni homes to ill-equipped NGOs and state facilities. To date, 21 missing patients have not been located. Making international news headlines this morning, Egyptian authorities have introduced restrictions on the sale of yellow reflective vests, fearing opponents may attempt to copy French protesters during next month's anniversary of the 2011 popular uprising that toppled autocrat Hosni Mubarak. Industrial safety equipment dealers have been instructed not to sell yellow vests to walk-in buyers and to restrict business to wholesale sales to verified companies, but only after securing police permission. They were told offenders would be punished. And the European Court of Justice yesterday ruled that Britain could halt Brexit without the approval of fellow EU member states in a victory for pro-Europeans on the eve of a key House of Commons vote today. In response to a suit from a group of Scottish politicians, the court said the United Kingdom is free to revoke unilaterally the notification of its intention to withdraw from the EU. However, British Prime Minister Theresa May's government insists it has no intention of halting the process. And finally, armed with chocolates, Paws for People therapy dogs have spread some extra festive cheer in the pediatric oncology ward at the Netcare Unitas Hospital in Centurion, Gauteng, when volunteer handler and dog teams visited the wards for the last time this year. Volunteer Lindy van Jaarsveld said they tried to spread just a little bit of extra joy and happiness, as it is a very difficult time of the year for children to be in hospital. Unnecessary to mention, the kiddies adored their furry visitors. And on that story, we leave your news headlines for now. We'll bring you those stories a little bit later on again this morning. Right now, here's a first look at your sport.
Well, sports news at the top of the hour on this Tuesday morning. The Springboks will play only 2 tests at home in the 2019 rugby season at Ellis Park and at Loftus Versfeld. In a condensed Springboks season due to the Rugby World Cup, the Boks take on Australia in the Rugby Championship at Ellis Park on the 20th of July, before facing Argentina in Loftus in an international friendly on the 17th of August. Away from home in the Rugby Championship, the Boks take on the All Blacks on the 27th of July, then again Argentina on the 10th of August. Moving over to football news, the final round of the Champions League group stage kicks off tonight as Barcelona tackle Tottenham Hotspur at the Camp Nou. Now, while the Spanish Giants already booked their place in the round of 16, for Spurs to progress, they will need to win or draw in Spain and hope that PSV get the better of Inter Milan. Also in action tonight, Monaco host Borussia Dortmund, Liverpool tackle Napoli, while Club Brugge entertain Atletico Madrid. In other footballing news, the Confederation of African Football have confirmed that South Africa is in the running to host the 2019 African Cup of Nations. CAF is in the process of selecting a new host nation after the tournament was taken away from Cameroon due to delays with preparations for next year's tournament. CAF President Ahmad stated that the new host nation will be announced on the 9th of January. And finally, the battle to reach the Mzansi Super League playoff gets underway tonight as the Jozi Stars take on the Tshwane Spartans in Gauteng. And of course, that's a big derby. The Stars currently find themselves in the playoff places as they lie in second on the log with 24 points, while the Spartans will have it all to play for as they sit in fifth place on 16 points. Tonight's game gets underway at the Wanderers Cricket Ground in Johannesburg at 7 p.m. And that's a roundup of the major sporting headlines this morning.
Oh, thank you, Kat. Well, let's take a first look at what to expect in your temperatures today. We want to say a big thank you to the beautiful sunrise photos coming through. We received this one from Lynn Temlet, who sent us this beautiful picture from the Vaal River in Mpumalanga. Now, Lynn, today you can expect pleasantly warm conditions with some partial cloud cover, reaching a maximum of 24 degrees Celsius. On that note, let's take a look at the rest of the temperatures. In Polokwane, a low of 12 with a high of 22. Mbombela, 14 with a high of 25. It's partly cloudy in Pretoria with a high of 29. Johannesburg, 13 with a high of 27. Mahikeng, 17:31, Klerksdorp 15 with a high of 32. It's sunny in Kimberley, reaching a high of 33. Bloemfontein 30 degrees Celsius, and of course some sunny conditions. Richards Bay 18:25, Pietermaritzburg 11 reaching a high of 25. Durban 18:25, Mthatha 12 with a high of 28. East London a low of 18 with a high of 27. Sunny conditions in Cradock with a high of 35 for today. Port Elizabeth 17:26, George 15:28. It's sunny in Sutherland today. Expect a high of 29 degrees. Cape Town 17 reaching a high of 25. Some partly cloudy conditions in Worcester with a high of 33 for today. Springbok 10 reaching a high of 31, and sunny conditions for Uppington with a high of 37 degrees Celsius. That's where we leave your weather. We'll have another update for you in half an hour.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
Thank you very much, Zoe. Your Tuesday is now officially underway. It's under. Nice. Thank you. We finished each other's sentences. How's that? Listen, we're going to be taking a very quick break. When we come back, we get into some gaming on your Tuesday with Gareth Woods, and it's all about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
And our performer this morning, he's an explosion. He's explosive. He's the only artist in Africa signed to Jay-Z's record label, Rock Nation. His name is Young Paris. You'll get to know him better, so make sure you don't move.
Voted best courier in South Africa for over 10 years, at Globe Flight our approach is to simply keep our word. When the quality of our courier service was certified ISO 9001 compliant, it only confirmed what Globe Flight customers already know, that from domestic same day to international air freight, Globe Flight delivers smiles 24/7, 365.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Tuesday morning, which means Tuesday Tunes is back again. And a selection of lovely songs this morning. Can't Stop the Feeling. Can't Stop the Feeling. By Justin Timberlake, Leah, Dievels Fantastic, Senorita, Justin Timberlake. You know how it works. All you got to do, get onto social media and let us know which ones you'd like to hear. And the band and I will gladly and lovingly perform those for you. And of course, interact with us on social media, on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook as well. Always using hashtag Expresso Show so we can follow all that is happening on your timeline as well. Tuesday Tunes, baby. Let's go.
Ooh, Tuesday tunes.
Tuesday tunes. You see, that's why we all dress so fancy, so we can groove to those Tuesday tunes. Make your selection, and Kat will be performing a little bit later on. Right now, though, it's on to a little bit of gaming on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We love gaming.
We do indeed, and Graham was lucky enough to sit down with Gareth Woods.
So what do you get when you take all of Nintendo's heroes and villains and throw them into one massive arena to duke it out? Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, of course. This year it's bigger, it's better, it's more explosive, and it's noisier than you've ever had before. We're joined by our gaming guru and unbelievable gent and master of the Switch. Gareth, welcome to it, my friend. This looks insane,
It's
guy.
pretty intense, and this is two-player. I mean, we had a four-player game earlier, and not
It's
a word was
crazy,
spoken.
man. I don't know if I actually have figured it out yet, but I love the characters.
Yeah.
For people who are unfamiliar with Smash Bros,
Yeah.
what is this all about, dude?
So it's Nintendo's, all of their characters from all their games, and a couple of others thrown in from games that aren't even theirs, duking it out, as you said, to kind of assert dominance and to settle a bunch of scores. But what's really great is just a mashup of all the different genres. I mean, some of these stages, we've seen stages from the Game Boy, like the original Game Boy. We've seen stages from the games from Zelda. We've seen Shamus. We've seen all these Metroid stages. And that's half the battle, is the fact that you're playing the environment as much as you're playing the character.
Well, this is the thing. Where is your mind through all of this? I know that they make the gameplay relatively easy, but the fact that it's played at such a high pace and there's so many cool little kind of special moves and character introductions. I know you're fresh to this. This is a fresh game. I mean, it's only releasing this week.
Yeah.
How would you describe it? Who's this for? Is it nostalgic? Is it for us older gents who want to get back into the old school feel? Is it new? Is it fresh? Where does this game slot into the landscape, man?
So that's the weird thing, and finally a break. I'm actually
Yeah,
glad I lost that.
Woo, man, I'm out of breath.
So, I mean, first of all, it's obviously for Nintendo fans. It's just it's a call to all your favorite things about Nintendo. But it's actually quite a serious fighting game. So in terms of the fighting game esports sort of league, Smash Brothers is seen as one of like the really, really pinnacle fighting games.
And I would imagine it's very viewer friendly because there's so much going on, but
Yeah.
because it's so fast. I'm looking at you, 108 stages,
Yeah.
74 fighters.
Yeah, I mean, I've only unlocked this. I don't know how many this is. Looks about 80 odd. I mean, from anything. So there's some Mario Maker stuff. We've got some stuff from like all these weird, like Picto Chat. We've got Game Boy. I mean, let's jump into the.
It's actually a great way to learn about the
the
culture of
history,
gaming,
yeah.
apart from anything else, and immerse yourself in it. Are we going to get a chance?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, we'll
can
play
I
a two-player
kind of
game,
have a
yeah.
go? Yeah, cool.
So I'm going to be old Kirby.
Wow, I suppose I'm going to just go with the... Yeah, let's do it, man. How long does it take you to master, i.e. how long will I be able to last in this first game, do you think?
I think,
Come on.
yeah, like I said, you're playing the stage as much as you are playing the level. So, like, for example, we're playing on this little Game Boy green screen that we might remember from, it feels like 20, 30 years ago.
I just broke out a breakdance move. Come on, Super Mario. No one touches my hat. What's the key to this? What makes you successful? Yeah.
You want to knock your opponents off the stage. That's the whole point. It's like,
I'm getting one back. All those years that Donkey
oh, you see now
Kong-
the stage is moving.
Come
so we've got
on,
to move
come
to the right,
on,
move to
come
the right.
on, come on. Oh, I lost the life, man. Come
So you've
on.
got 3 lives, essentially. And
So what happens when your damage goes up like that?
yeah. So as it
Come
goes
on,
past
come on,
like
dude.
100 and all that, that's how much further someone will hit you. So if you're at 0, when someone punches you, you don't go that far, but when you've got like 100 damage on you, if someone hits you, you're going flying. And then it's so much harder to stay within the level.
Come on, Super Mario. I'm actually doing all right here.
Yeah, not too bad.
Surprisingly enough. Yes, it's coming out, Donkey Kong. I remember you.
See, I'm like a mini Donkey Kong Kirby now.
Come on, whatever that thing is. Who is that little coconut thing that's just smashed me off the screen,
That's
man?
Kirby that's absorbed some Donkey Kong.
Oh, man, I absolutely love this, man. It's taken me all of 3 seconds to become completely enamored with this game. I love the fact that it's mixing genres, but I just do better than you. That's all I really want to know.
Yeah, I think at this stage you are doing well. You're mashing those buttons certainly better than I am.
I am using my thumb, though. I haven't gone full button smashing. Yeah, this is... Whoa, okay, I think that's me.
You guys
Come on,
are
where am I?
well off the stage.
Oh, man. Oh, this is so, so cool. I don't even know where I am. I'm just getting beaten up off screen. There we go. Oh, as you
haven't even
can
lost a
see,
life yet,
this,
jeez.
I think, is going to be something that not only the hardcore gamers can get into. Might look all soft and fluffy, but there's smash, there's bash. There's a little bit of strategy, but there's a lot of technique involved and a huge amount of fun. Smash Bros, I think, is going to be not just a stocking filler, but one of those premier presents. I'm done. Done and dusted. Oh, that was the most exhausting game segment I have ever done. Give us a bit of a screen grab if you've created some magic on this. Absolutely awesome stuff. Gareth, this is so, so cool, man. Well done, buddy.
Can't talk.
Are you still in it, man? Come on. Come on, Kobe.
That is a game. Okay. And a half. That's a game and a half, actually.
You can say that.
Well, that's a game and a half. Yes, that's right. Well, thank you in the meantime to all of your school nominations that you've sent through hashtag #CrushGoodness. They'll be donating 20,000 pairs of school shoes to 20 schools across 6 provinces. Now, South Africa, you have nominated the deserving schools in your province to receive school shoes, and those 20 schools have been chosen from James Nkosi Primary in Gauteng to Biketo Primary in Limpopo, Sanzile Primary in Mpumalanga to Iziko Primary in KwaZulu-Natal.
Yep, now including schools such as Pagani Primary School in the Eastern Cape to Mokoni Primary School in the Western Cape. Now, there are just a few. These are just a few of the final 20 schools mentioned, but there are so many more. And for a full list of all the 20 schools chosen by you to receive brand new school shoes in 2019, you can head over to the Expresso Facebook page or visit at Clover Crush for the full list.
Well, remember, you can also still win great prizes with Crush, right?
Yep, simply by buying a Crush today and then following the details on the pack and then dialing the USSD code *120 *567 or 5676 unique code and then hash. Let's do that again. *120 *567 the unique code followed by hash. You can do that from your cell phone to win. It's as simple as that.
Follow the on-screen prompts and complete the requested inputs, and you could win your share of 1 million rand in prizes for you and a friend. So, what are you waiting for?
I don't know. What are you waiting?
I'm not waiting.
Crush, your daily dose of goodness. Now also available in long life.
Made with love by Clover.
All right, so it's your Tuesday morning. Thank you very much for tuning in. So good to be hanging out with you. Stay right there. Yeah, exactly. Listen, when we come back, we'll focus on Langarme, the musical by the iconic David Kramer. He's absolutely brilliant. We can't wait to see more about that musical.
Super exciting. And then, of course, we're also joined by Young Paris today, the only South African, well, in fact, African artist signed to Jay-Z's record label, Rock Nation. We're going to get to know our performer a little bit better after the break.
Add a little goodness to your day, your friend's day, and make your school's year as the Crush Share the Goodness campaign returns. Last year, the Crush crew gave away 10,000 pairs of shoes to school children across South Africa. By watching Expresso from spring through the summer and refreshing yourself with your favorite Clover Crush flavor, you stand daily chances of winning for yourself, your friends, and school. Details to follow on Expresso.
Need a vacation? Come and enjoy our beautiful waterfront, amazing Table Mountain, and our fantastic local wineries. Enter the Cape Town Uncorked contest right now at theafricachannel.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Tuesday morning, and right now, time for us to get to know our guest artist. And man, we are so privileged to have the one, the only, Young Paris in the Feel Good studio, baby. Come on, give it up. Yo, neighbors. Young Paris is here, guys. We usually have people like there on the balcony just like watching the show from there, man. Good to have you here, dog.
Yeah, good to be here, man.
Your first time in South Africa?
Yes, sir.
And how are you experiencing the motherland, man?
It's a bit overwhelming. I actually did 6 countries this summer in Africa. First time in South Africa. I thought we were just going to do Joburg, and we added Cape Town to the trip, so I'm glad to be here.
No, we're glad that you did so. We're glad that you did. So for those that don't know the background and the history of Young Paris, give us a bit of a rundown, where it is you come from, where it all started. Young Paris, where did that came from?
Born in Paris, hence the name. Raised in New York by way of Congo. My father co-founded the National Ballet of Congo, so he was a big dancer in his time in Africa. My mother's a playwright in New York, had a studio in Paris, 7 kids later. And growing up in France, Africa, and America, I had this kind of global lens of life. So being exposed to a very arts-rich environment. My parents were super in the arts, into fashion, into music. So just kind of being a product of that upbringing and eventually becoming my own version of it.
7 kids later, are you all artistic?
Yeah, we all are. There's actually 10 of us, but my parents said 7 together. But yeah, we're all artists.
My word. And that artistry certainly showed itself true when, I mean, you are one of the only African artist or artist of African origin, right? Signed to Jay-Z's
Tiwa Savage.
All right, yeah? And Rock Nation. So, I mean, we talk about alongside Tiwa Savage, Rihanna, DJ Khaled, Big Sean. Those are some big names. How did that come about, man?
Oh, it was dope. There's actually, so I would say I'm kind of responsible for helping the kind of diasporic Afrobeats culture kind of build its base in New York. And by way of the US. So actually, when I signed to Rock, that was the idea, was for me to be the guy that can help patriarch Afrobeats and African culture in the States. But there was a guy who just followed me. I was throwing all these Afrobeats parties around New York City. And in this time, 3-4 years ago, it was a totally new sound. Like some South African house, a lot of music coming out of Central and West Africa, specifically Nigeria. And I was putting all these guys onto WizKid and the bands. And eventually, I dropped an album mixing some of the style, and the A&R from Rock was like, yo, you gotta come by the office, we love this. And I had no idea where it was, and a week later, we ended up signing. So.
Boom, man.
Yeah.
Boom. Did you actually, obviously you've met Jay a couple of times, and he's like, dude, great to have you. I mean, what a way to make your way into the music scene. That's as big a plug as you want to get, right?
Yeah, it's big, man. I mean, we kind of run New York, so.
Oh, yeah. You say that in the most humblest of ways. We kind of just run New York. And then to come to South Africa for the first time, and then a couple of days ago to receive an extraordinary award, the Power of Influence Award that you can mention, you know, alongside the names of Yvonne Chaga Chaga, Mam Esther Mahlangu. What does that mean to you, man?
It feels great to be celebrated, man. It's my first time in South Africa, and to win an award is just like a huge honor. You know, it just came to me. We got an email one day, they said, listen, Global Citizen's happening, we know you're in town. We want to award you for your service and your contributions to fashion. So my division was the fashion icon sector of it, because I'm known also, outside of my music as a big influence in the fashion world.
Indeed.
But it was just overwhelming. I'm a big fan of Esther Malungu, like watching her growing up from the States. Obviously, WizKid, my sister Tiwa, I've worked with, and the band's like some great, crazy, great artists. And to receive the award in front of Femi Kuti was like a game-changing moment.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Listen, what a privilege it is to have you here, part of the show this morning. Thank you for joining us, rising up so early to be here, and can't wait to see more of you on the Feel Good Breakfast Show. Don't miss out on that. Ladies and gentlemen, Young Paris, come on! Neighbors, who's here?
Brilliant, can't wait for that performance. Thank you very much, Kat. Young Paris in the house. Now, coming up next on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, he was white, she was not. They broke the law to dance. Now, those are the emotional, dramatic, and political ingredients which burned like a trail of gunpowder all the way through Langarm.
And it's the latest musical created by the award-winning David Kramer. Now, currently running at the Fugard Theatre for the festive season, this Cake of Dynamite is a show we had to find out more about.
Writer-director David Kramer grew up watching his parents dance to bands like Johnny Liner's Blue Moon Jazz Band and Willie's Starlight Orchestra. This is his tribute to them.
I'm a storyteller, and my musical work is focused really on South African hidden history and South African identity, and in my personal work on the landscape as well. Well, Langarm is a musical set in the world of sort of ballroom dancing, and in the 1960s during the apartheid era. It plays out mainly in an old hotel in District 6. What makes it different is that I've never really worked with this genre of music before, ballroom dancing, which means I'm working with Latin rhythms like cha-cha and tango and rumba, as well as the foxtrot and the waltz and so on, which is not the normal kind of music that I would write. So that makes it quite different for me.
With the threat of new laws about to tear their families, communities and culture apart, the characters have everything to fight for, and it makes them fiercely interesting.
I play Eddie Jafta in David Kramer's Langarm. It's set in 1965 in the apartheid era. Eddie Jafta is a band leader that comes back to the District 6 community because he's got a bit of a history there. There's an old love flame that he's coming back for, played by Kim Louis, Dinah Levine. So Eddie basically comes to District 6 and he finds himself in the same dilemma as the District 6 people and people in South Africa at that time with the apartheid laws.
Reuniting with David has been a dream. The way that he approaches everything that he does, the preparation for getting back onto stage. He's just been an amazing support, an amazing guide, and an amazing point of reference. He comes in with all of these books for us to read and helps us with our research, and he's got this thing of, you know, he wants the actor to become the writer at the end of the day, because we're the ones telling the story and we're the ones developing the characters.
My character, I play Mr. Albert van der Bijl, nicknamed Bertie. So I play an old apartheid government official who was working for the Bureau of Proof. Basically, the guy is going around checking to see whether you are white enough or not. So I am not a very nice person in this play, so luckily no one punched me yet. No one has had a go at me after the show. You know, it's a very important character to play for the story. It's really important for that message to come across about how awful, you know, some of these, you know, government officials were, atrocities that they committed against, you know, normal citizens at the end of the day. So, yeah, it's been an interesting journey.
There are sizzling dance routines, heart-wrenching moments, comedy threads throughout the story from start to finish, and superb voices to animate the songs. The opening night audience agreed.
So the standout moments for me in this musical, I have to say, is of course that it's fresh music, new music that David has written. And because we're so used to hearing covers, and this is South African. And of course the dancing element really just ties everything together.
I love the production because it's light and it's bright, it's energetic, the dancing's great, but it also tells the story and is quite scary when you look back on that history. It does everything.
It's actually impossible to mention just one thing that I loved. Everything was absolutely phenomenal, synonymous with the David Kramer magic that pulls at your heartstrings. I have 2 left feet and I think I can dance.
You're taking a huge risk, okay?
See us.
Someone's always watching.
So we'll be
There are two stories. The one is about love across the color line, and the other story is a trifle white story. So it examines the apartheid laws that tore families apart and were devastating in those years. And I think that some of our new generation is not really aware of how traumatic and how devastating, these laws were. So it adds a lot of drama to the musical story. And then I have the dancing, which gives you a lot of romance. So it's a combination of a romantic story and a dramatic political story.
Lang Arm runs at the Fugard Theatre in District 6 Tuesdays to Sundays through the festive season with special New Year's Eve performances, Monday, December 31st.
Yes, lekker vibes on your Fugard Breakfast Show this morning. Lang Arm by David Kramer. Definitely looking forward to that. But hey, we've been talking about this Woody's hashtag Bring It Home competition for the past while, and your response has been absolutely incredible. Now, if you are tuning in maybe for the first time or hearing about it now only, this festive season, Woolies are helping 100 South Africans reunite with the most special people in their lives. But as they say, all good things has to come to an end, and sadly, the competition ended yesterday, the 9th of December. So this week, we're going to be announcing our last winners.
Let's start. Let's get on with it. Our first winner this morning is Hanisa Mapake, who nominated herself. Hanisa, she just sent us a message, a simple wish this Christmas. All she says is, I would like to come back home for a few days to take care of my children. That's it. Hanisa, well, good news. Hanisa, sorry, good news. You have the opportunity this festive season to spend time with your kids, Hanisa. They're going to love spending time with Daddy, right?
Oh, man, absolutely. Congratulations. You are going to have a special Christmas. And then our next winner is Deepika Behari, who said this. He said, please, could Woolworths take me home to Durban this Christmas, as I live in Pretoria and would love to see my widowed mum. I've not been to Durban this year, and home is where the heart is. Well, Deepika, you don't have to worry anymore, because this year you'll be celebrating Christmas together with your mother. Man, I'm happy for this, man. I'm
We're
really
spreading
happy.
so much joy, so much goodness, so much awesomeness. It has been such a tremendous and emotional journey with all the winners, and we hope that everyone that won so far will have the most amazing Christmas with their families and their loved ones.
All right, listen, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, still lots more to come. JP Sebastian, in fact, he just walked into the studio right now. We're talking movies, second act, starring Jennifer Lopez, if I remember.
Brilliant. She's just an all-round threat, I think. And then also joining us in studio and busy ordering himself a cup of coffee, we have Dr. Darren Green in the house. And we're going to take a look at how your diet can affect your mood, especially coming up with this festive season. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you after the break.
Between with McAfee. See you after the break.
Science reaches for the truth. Science works for the big and the small, the old and the young. Science never gives up. And science is at the heart of biology-based nutrition, for differences you can see, feel, and trust. The secret to lifelong health, it all starts with science.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. Now, if you've just joined us, it's Tuesday, which also means it's time for us to take a look at health. And this morning, and when it comes to the month of December, it's usually a month where South Africans report higher levels of stress and depression. That's why we have the one and only Dr. Darren Green joining us this morning to give us some life hacks on behalf of Be Well to make us manage this festive season a little bit better.
And it's so backwards if you think about it. You're going into a holiday season, it's a festive season, it's a season of joy and giving. But yet people are stressing out, and I understand about it, but we also figured out, I think, that one of the major stresses is a financial stress going into the holiday season. So I think that really definitely affects your mood. How do we go about, I think, first and foremost, managing your mood going into the holiday season, my brother?
100%. I think one of the big things is you lack motivation when you feel burnt out and depressed. You lack motivation for anything new and pleasurable. So one of the big life hacks that we have is to actually try something new. And that means, for example, doing something that you haven't done before, whether that be walking a new route or driving a new route to work, or trying a new activity, a little self-help video on YouTube or anything like that. So the first thing would be to stimulate your brain, because that reward of actually setting a goal and trying something new actually releases a neurotransmitter in the brain called dopamine in the reward system. And that adds, obviously, to a lot of the reward and feel-good hormone profile.
And that is something like tackling a household task that you've not been doing. So if you're not the handyman, become a handyman. Do something, you know. It's fun. The reward is big.
Complete the task, and you'll find that you... And then, obviously, the feedback would be great from the people around you.
Absolutely.
Not the pictures hanging askew, but
I've
finally
done it myself.
it's up. You know what I'm saying? So,
And you feel proud of yourself. Well, I find that, you know, the festive season is a time where everyone overindulges. I mean, you stretch the meals, you eat more meals than you normally would. How does your food intake also impact your mood?
On mood? Yeah, so the relationship between mood and food is quite vast. It stretches, obviously, just from energy levels and, obviously, high levels of sugar that we have in things like cocktails over the festive season. Those mince pies that are sprinkled with sugar, for example.
Which I still don't know why they're called mince pies if they don't have mince in there.
Fruit mince. And then, obviously, things like fruit cake and a lot of other things that we have. We do tend to overindulge. So up your sugar levels obviously leads to surges of and dumping, basically, where your blood sugar levels plummet. And that's when you have fluctuation of mood and energy.
And I also imagine we were talking about food, but a lot of people also tend to binge drink during this time of the year.
Yes, and alcohol obviously chills people out in terms of their anxieties and stresses socially. So if you're socially a little bit anxious, often people use alcohol to take the edge off, help you cope a little bit. But what happens then, obviously, it's a downer. You really feel the blues and the downer in terms of the bubble us afterwards. And besides that, obviously, we've now shown the increased risk between the amount of alcohol intake and so many different cancers, for example, in terms of increasing your risk. And obviously, the chance of addiction leads to so much alcohol abuse.
Just quickly chat to us about your advice. If somebody's going into this festive season, maybe really feeling the pressure, feeling lonely, feeling depressed, what's your advice? I mean, this is a season for togetherness.
It is. And, you know, it's also a very emotional season where a lot of people, after the burnout at the end of November, just make it to hold on to December. And then they're not used to sharing their space with their family and loved ones suddenly, and then have to cope with those kind of stresses too. So it's a big shift in terms of your day and your energy and the demands that are different. So I think the first thing is to recognize the symptoms. If you don't recognize that you're irritable, more grumpy, you have less tolerance for your children, your wife, your family, obviously, do something about it. Reach out to a friend. You know, don't isolate yourself, because isolating yourself obviously makes it dangerous, where you go into a dark pit and can't see any hope. So, and then surround yourself with people that actually know you, care about you, where you can be yourself. And then obviously reach out and go and see a professional person, even if it's your GP first, just to go and speak about these feelings of really feeling down and in a dark pit.
And it is difficult because not everyone always gets off this time of the year.
Correct.
So they also
Some people go through.
are isolated because of work commitments. Well, Dr. Darren Green's not
100%.
going anywhere. Thank you for those life hacks. And of course, we want to make sure your well-being comes first, thanks to Be Well. And of course, if you have any interesting tips you'd love to share with us, you can always connect with us on social media with that hashtag Expresso Show.
All right, you know what else influences your mood? It's the kind of movies you choose to watch. And that's why we always get JP here to bring us the best of the best, even though sometimes he only scores them like 2 popcorns.
Yeah, sometimes his mood is not exactly as chipper as we'd like.
But today, we're chatting about Second Act, a movie starring Jennifer Lopez. I can't remember when last I saw her in.
Well, you got to remember that she was in one of the greatest movies of all time, Anaconda. Of course, was
Tonight. I fell for that.
On another channel.
But give us a bit of a background before we take a look at a quick little trailer.
So Jennifer Lopez is in the story where she plays just a working blue-collar type mom. She works in a supermarket. And she feels like she's in a bit of a dead end because she always gets, when promotion times comes around, she gets switched out for someone else. Usually it's a man, obviously, as the case happens to be in the modern economy. And so for her birthday, she makes a wish. Once she's sitting around with friends that, you know, she just wishes in life that street smarts could count for as much as, you know, what you put down on paper from a fancy university and whatever. So her friend's son gets it into his head to try and hack for her a perfect life on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and all that kind of stuff, which obviously sounds like an awful idea, but she ends up getting hired by a fancy corporation for her experience in marketing, obviously none of which she has, although she has, you know, plenty of sales in the regular job that she does. So it's just, you know, this regular kind of story of fish out of water, will she manage with, you know, switching into the high gear kind of life from, you know, something that people think is more sort of low-key kind of thing. So, yeah, it's
Should we take a look?
Cutie rom-com. Yeah, sure, why not?
All right, okay. All right, let's take a look. Will you roll the tape there? Roll the tape.
Roll the tape. 2018.
I was F&C. They want to hire me.
Shut up. I thought that skinny bitch kicked you out of her office.
She did. I mean, I basically trashed their entire skincare line.
Maybe that was a test to see if you were a straight shooter. The lie got you in the door. But you got the job, baby. I mean, come on. You could do this. You could do this.
Mr. Villa, a moment.
Hey, who's the champ?
What?
You're the champ. Come on, who's the champ? Who's the champ? Yeah, come on, wake up. Who's the champ? Let's go. Who's the champ?
I'm the champ?
You're the champ. You're the champ. Come on. Stop. All right.
Yeah, while we're sitting here discussing Jennifer Lopez's beauty regimen, how is it that she stays so young and beautiful? Aloe vera water, you were saying?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know me. Aloe, what? I think that was the first time I said aloe in my life and my mouth still couldn't form the word. I was confused.
So give us your verdict of this movie, man.
So unfortunately for me, I must say that Second Act is more of a second act for the 90s.
Wow.
Like, it's a bit insulting, really, to be making rom-coms that are so generic that we've seen 1,000 times before. And it's not harmful. It's not the most poisonous thing in the world. But to just keep churning the same
like
kind
we
of
have enough VHS tapes to go back to.
Yeah. You seem hooked on this tape idea. Cat's feeling his age this morning, I think. Shame. Yeah, kids will describe VHS to you one day. It's spooky. But however, yeah, maybe wait till this one comes out on Blu-ray or DVD, whatever you're calling it these days. Second Act, unfortunately, just fulfills the same genre stereotypes and the same beats and whatever.
Yeah.
While it is delightful, yeah.
Okay, so what's your verdict? How many?
I'd have to say, I'm sorry, 4 out of 10 is all I can give.
4 out of 10.
For seeing that same thing.
Man.
If maybe there was a second Anaconda in the mix as well, and she had to...
Blu-ray. All right, there we go. Thanks, JP. Much appreciated.
You know that Blu-ray exists, right? How old are you, Kat?
Plummeted, bro. What's wrong with you? Anyway, stick around to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. There's lots more to come.
Peace.
Time of the morning when we share the joy with Dion Wyatt. Not only do they provide the best in electronics and appliances, but right here on your favorite breakfast show, Dion Wyatt is offering you the chance to win a 5,000 Rand gift voucher. If you get your Inspector Clouseau on and can identify the mystery gift all wrapped up here next to me. So definitely it's worth a shot, I would say. Wouldn't you, Tabiso?
I would say that to get your Inspector Clouseau or your Sergeant Coco Bella on. Come on, Christmas comes early for any one of you if you get it right. Now, can you tell what's in? I'm gonna move actually.
Okay, move,
I'm gonna move my love.
Yes.
What's inside this box?
Oh,
can
is it heavy? Is it light?
It's quite heavy.
It's quite heavy. Okay.
Is it? A DeLonghi Distinctor electric kettle and a 4-slicer toaster, Smeg 60 centimeter stainless steel oven, a Bosch auto cook, I've eliminated one of those options already because of the weight, but you never know. If you want to be certain, how about a further clue? Clue number one, to help you decide what might be in here today, is this item was 5,999 Rand and is now going for 5,499 Rand.
That's a saving of 500 Rand.
Yeah.
I'm about that life.
Yeah. Well.
It's definitely something not to scoff at. That's 500 extra Rand in your pocket.
Yeah.
Now, all you need to do is, of course, listen to that clue and then visit dionwire.co.za and browse through the new deals or online catalog to find the item that best fits the price tag. And if while you're browsing, you're tempted to order a thing or two and knock a few items off your Christmas list, remember, there is only 50 Rand delivery fee. That is next to nothing.
Absolutely. Now, another option that might help is to download the Dion Wired app from the Play Store or Apple App Store for direct access to everything on offer. Hunt for the price, match the size, and you could be our next winner.
Now, to enter, simply SMS the keyword JOY, followed by your answer and your name and your surname and your city to 33728. That is 33728. You know the number already. You have to use that keyword JOY, followed by the answer A, B, or C, your name, your surname, and your city. Remember that SMSs are charged at R1.50. Lines will close at 8:15 a.m. T's and C's apply, and winners will have to download the Dion Wired app to redeem your prize. So please ensure that you're able to do this.
I'm going to take a nap, but if you need one more clue, we'll be giving another hint a little later in the show. Stay tuned. Otherwise, enter and enter and enter. Who couldn't use a 500 Rand gift voucher to spend on appliances or on electronics as well, right?
Oh, gotta love it. Joy to 33728. Okay, bye.
Share the joy with Dion Wired this Christmas for the best in electronics and appliances, and with our epic festive season deals. Visit our stores to find the perfect gift you're after, or shop online at dionwired.co.za. Plus, download the Dion Wired app at the Apple App Store or Google Play Store to stand a chance to win one of 5 10,000 Rand shopping sprees. The biggest range of top brands at festive prices you'll hardly believe. Dion Wired. Technology simplified. Oh, well, listen, you better loosen up. We have young Paris in studio. He's performing for us after the break.
Absolutely. Hey, we just spoke about it. It's the holiday season, so it's time to whip out your best cozy and head on over to the beach. But beware, we're talking about skin cancer awareness. We need to be aware of that and how to properly take care of your skin. Dr. Darren Green, DG's in the house. We'll get some tips from the man himself.
Moving out? Need more room? Scaling down? Private Property is a great place to start your search. With thousands of new properties from South Africa's top real estate agents, banks, developers, and homeowners. It's the easiest way to find your next home. Search for a home on any device, anytime, anywhere. Search privateproperty.co.za.
Don't miss the Winner Home Grand Finale on Thursday, 13 December at 7:30 p.m. on SABC3 as a viewer wins the biggest prize on South African television, their very own home worth over 3 million Rand. Winner Home, proudly brought to you by Capitec and Private Property, with Samsung products designed for your connected lifestyle. Grand prize luxury penthouse apartment by Bowen Properties.
Check 1, 2, check. Ready? I met this girl on a Friday. Her body hotter than a Sunday. Skin soft like cotton candy. Gonna make her my one and only. Freeze up, I need to ease up. Body got me nervous, hot like fever. Ask for your number so we can link up. Take her to places she never been. Far from the usual things I can do for you. She makes me delusional. Hope this is mutual. I wanna see you dance. Give me body romantic, yeah. Turn my mic up a little bit.
I look at my woman, oh, you drive me crazy. My African woman, oh, come be my lady. I want to run away, run away, run away, run away. If I could run away to be with you, my baby.
Hey.
If I could run away.
Hey, wait. Yeah.
She look better than a model on a run.
Check. 1, 2, 2, 2. Check, cool.
That no skin sweeter than mango. It make me harder than a bamboo.
Check 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Hey, we just out here trying to get cash. Everything gotta move quick, fast. Hit up the plug, I'ma need the 8th. Just got the Benz, I'ma need the rig. Big body, black diamonds on my wrist.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3, where the birthday stage is yours. Now, I want to know from you, what do Hailey Steinfeld, star of the hit film The Edge of 17, and professional masked wrestler Rey Mysterio Jr. have in common? Well, you guessed it. They were both born on the 11th of December. You would be right if you guessed it. Do you know Rey Mysterio?
Rey Mysterio! Yes, I do.
Really?
That was the song. Well, close enough, I'm sure. Well, look, we celebrate the celebrities, but we also take a look at our viewers, our special viewers, you guys at home, who celebrate their birthdays today. First up, we have Nkanta, who celebrates his 36th birthday today. Hey, Nkanta, happy birthday!
Yes. Okay, we also have Carol, Brad, and Johnny, who would like to wish Mervyn, their beloved father and husband, a very, very happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mervyn, from us at the Expresso team as well.
Yes, and then also Crizel would like to wish her husband Tyron a very happy birthday today. There's Tyron with their little one. How cute!
Man.
I'm speaking about the baby.
I hope you're speaking about the baby.
Like
because Crizel's not going to love that very much.
I think she knows. We're good.
Well, if you know anyone that's celebrating their birthday, or if you're celebrating your birthday and want a shout out on your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso, you know what to do. Send us an email, birthdays@kadova.tv. Include your contact details and a picture, as well as the age you are turning on that day. And who knows, we might be having a slice of cake, courtesy of Princess, the Make
Tabitha will have a
Cafe
slice
lady.
of cake on your
We'll share it.
Yeah, no. Will we now?
Yeah.
Since when are we sharing?
Let's just
But
get
have the first bite, T.
All right, happy birthday, everybody.
Happy birthday.
Happy caking.
Take a bite.
All right. It's time to infuse some music into your Tuesday morning. Young Paris in the studio. He's sharing music with us from his album My Tribe. Here's a song called Runaway.
Yeah. Hey, wait. Check. I met this girl on a Friday. Her body hotter than a Sunday. Skin soft like cotton candy. Gonna make her my one and only. Freeze up, I need to ease up. Body got me nervous, hot like fever. Ask for your number so we can link up. Take her to places she never been. Far from the usual things I can do for you. She makes me delusional. Hope this is mutual. I wanna see you dance. Give me body romantic, yeah. Hey. I took your man, woman, oh, come drive me crazy. My African woman, oh, come be my lady. I want to run away with you. If I could run away with you. Hey.
If I could run away.
South Africa, good morning.
She look better than a
Go by
model
the name of Young Paris. All the way from New York City.
That no skin sweeter than mango.
We're gonna do it like this.
It make me harder than a bamboo.
Hey. We just out here trying to get cash. Everything gotta move quick, fast. Hit up the plug, I'ma need the 8th. Just got the Benz, I'ma need a rig. Big body, black diamonds on my wrist. She can't resist, black diamonds on my dick. Let them talk shit, we laugh and take trips. From Paris, we love to be far from the usual things I can do for you. She makes me delusional. Hope this is mutual. I wanna see you dance. Hey, give me body romantic, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 hey. Look, you're my woman, oh, don't drive me crazy. My African woman, oh, come be my lady. I want to run away, run away, run away with you. If I could run away, run away, run away with you. Yeah. Like I said, good morning.
If I could run away.
This track right here is called Runaway. Shout out my
She
brother
look
Rage.
better than a model on the runway.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Skin sweeter
Yeah,
than
yeah.
mango.
Yeah, yeah.
It make me harder than
Yeah,
a
yeah.
bamboo.
Wait. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey.
Give it up, man. Young Paris on your feel-good breakfast show. Runaway, music from his album My Tribe. So that's how you all run New York, man?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they're feeling that right now?
They're feeling it, man. It's
Beautiful.
a vibe, big vibe.
Yeah. But you're also a very busy man. Earlier on, you were telling me you got your fingers in a whole lot of different pies. It's not just the music thing. What else do you involve yourself in?
Also in fashion, I'm a CFD ambassador.
Yeah.
So I help represent men's fashion in New York City.
Yeah, yeah.
But also melanin, you know, philanthropic efforts, really trying to encourage people to learn more about Africa. I think transcontinentally, there's a lot of ignorance when people think about what's going on here on the continent. So I want to show them the beautiful things here and also help them give back.
Yeah. And then, do you think music is also a vehicle that helps you do that quite a lot?
Oh, it's huge. It's the biggest influence we have.
Yeah.
You know, you can reach everyone through music.
So what does the future hold for you, man? I know you probably had a very, very busy 2018. What are you looking forward to in the next 6 months?
More music, more fashion, more art, more giving back. I think, you know, the world is ready for Africa. And I've been a player on this kind of scope of how we're going to introduce ourselves to the world for so many years. Like now with the right information, people love the music, the food, they want to come here. And it's like getting more people to come to Africa.
Yeah, yeah, man. Well, you are certainly doing that in the most spectacular way, man.
Cheers.
Thank you very much for sharing music with us. Young Paris on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Link up with us on our Feel Good Breakfast Show's social media platforms and let us know what you thought about that performance of Runaway.
In the national news, motorists who have applied for driver's licenses and are still waiting to receive them are being advised to apply for temporary licenses or risk being fined. The backlog follows a labor dispute between the Department of Transport and driving license card account employees. Families of victims of the Life Esedimeni tragedy are demanding that the government settle outstanding compensation. Zizi Kodwa has assured them that by Friday, the matter would be settled. On the international front, Egyptian authorities have introduced restrictions on the sale of yellow reflective vests, fearing opponents may attempt to copy French protesters during next month's anniversary of the 2011 popular uprising that toppled autocrat Hosni Mubarak. The European Court of Justice yesterday ruled that Britain could halt Brexit without the approval of fellow EU member states. But British Prime Minister Theresa May's government insists it has no intention of halting the process. And then finally, when Grace the Spaniel went blind from old age and missed playing with her beloved tennis balls, her mom, Mandy Robinson from Spaniel Rescue SA in Gauteng, turned creative and made a plan. She bought a soccer ball-sized tennis ball, drilled a hole in the ball, and placed a bell inside. Now Grace can find her ball easily and is happier than ever, chasing her larger-than-life tennis ball around the garden. This goes to prove that even for animals, it's the little things that count the most. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Here's another look at what's happening in the world of sport with Kat.
Well, in the latest sports news, at the top of the hour, the Springboks will play only 2 tests at home in the 2019 rugby season at Ellis Park against Australia on the 20th of July and at Loftus Versfeld against Argentina on the 17th of August. Taking a look at football news, the final round of the Champions League group stage kicks off tonight as Barcelona tackle Tottenham Hotspur. Monaco hosts Borussia Dortmund while Liverpool take on Napoli. In other footballing news, the Confederation of African Football have confirmed that South Africa is in the running to host the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. The new host nation will be announced on the 9th of January. And finally, the battle to reach the Mzansi Super League playoff gets underway tonight as the Jozi Stars face the Tshwane Spartans in a Gauteng derby. The game gets underway at the Wanderers Stadium at 7 p.m. And that's a roundup of the top sporting headlines.
Let's take a first look at your roads and rail this morning. If you are in the Western Cape, in Girls River, there has been an accident on the R300 northbound after the N2 off-ramp. The right lane is currently obstructed and delays can be expected, so please do approach with caution. And if you are in Gauteng, Linwood, on the N1 southbound, there is a stationary vehicle after the Flying Saucer interchange obstructing the emergency lane. Please keep a lookout for that. Cape Flats Line Metro Rail has told us there will be an extended travel time of 40 to 50 minutes due to speed restrictions, sets out of service, and a passenger-related incident that's taken place there at Southfield. Your next report will be at 7:30 this morning.
All right, let's quickly take a look at your weather and your temperatures going into your Tuesday morning. And before we do so, we've asked you to send in some of your pictures. We'd like to see what it looks like in your parts of the world. Ricole Farrow, good morning, Ricole. You sent us a beautiful sunrise picture all the way from Wellington here in the Western Cape. It looks beautiful, Ricole. You can expect partly cloudy conditions with very warm temperatures reaching a hot maximum of 34 degrees. Stay cool in Wellington. Have a beautiful day, Ricole. Thank you. You can still, of course, send your pictures, post them on our Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page. We'd love to see what it looks like in your parts of the world and give you a bit of a shout out right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Your temperatures, though, for your Tuesday, Polokwane is starting off on 12 minimum, reaching a high of 22 degrees. Mbombela 14.25, Pretoria 14.29, Johannesburg 13.27, Mahikeng 17.31, Klerksdorp 15.32, Kimberley on 15 minimum, reaching a high of 33 degrees. Bloemfontein 14.30, Richards Bay 18.25, Pietermaritzburg 11.25, Durban 18.25, Mthatha 12 and a high of 28 degrees, East London 18 and a high of 27, Cradock 10 minimum, reaching a maximum of a very hot 35 degrees today. Port Elizabeth 17.26, George 15.28, Sutherland on 8 this morning, reaching a high of 29, Cape Town 17.25, Worcester 13.33, Springbok 10.31, and Uppington starting off on 18, and a scorcher for you today with a maximum of 37 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather and your temperatures for the 7 o'clock bulletin. We'll be back in half an hour's time with another update.
So we certainly are all getting into the festive spirit here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and the best part of this special season is, of course, the giving part of it. So every morning we'll be calling one fortunate viewer who's entered the hashtag Loot Festive competition, and we could be opening one of these doors in order for you to stand a chance of winning incredible prizes. There are computers, there are phones, there are PlayStations, there are gadgets, there's power tools, there's wearable technology. There's just so much up for grabs.
I love it. All you have to do is go onto the loot.co.za Facebook page, like the page, comment on the page with the hashtag LootFestive and your wish list item by simply either copying the link from the loot.co.za page or posting a picture of the item. So keep an eye out on your Facebook Messenger as winners will be contacted and will have 4 hours to reply.
Yeah, simple as that. So go on and post your desired item on Loot's Facebook page with hashtag LootFestive, and we could make your wish come true this holiday season. Hashtag LootFestive. I can't wait to find out what's behind these doors. No, you can't open it now already.
It's amazing.
Ugh.
We are taking the quickest of breaks on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. December is World AIDS Awareness Month, and we are joined by inspirational, motivational speaker, singer and songwriter Yolanda Yawa. She joins us and talking today with us about living positively with HIV.
That's right. And of course, we shine the spotlight on skin cancer because it is summer and a lot of us are going to be out in the sun. So how to protect your skin and be aware of skin cancer this summer. Stick around.
Well, we are taking the quickest of breaks on your Feel Good Breakfast Show on the Africa Channel. When we get back, it's World AIDS Awareness Month, the month of December. We are joined by motivational speaker, singer-songwriter, and all-round inspirational Yolanda Yawa. She joins us as she gets to talk to us about living positively with HIV.
That's right. It's also summer on this side of the equator, and that means a lot of us are going to be out in the sun, but skin cancer is a real thing. So Dr. Darren Green talks to us about the awareness of skin cancer. So stick around on the Africa Channel.
Yeah, the Africa Channel.
Let's do it again.
Dude, roll with the fluff.
3, 2.
Well, we are taking the quickest of breaks on your Feel Good Breakfast show on the Africa Channel. When we get back, it's World AIDS Awareness Month, the month of December. Yolanda Yawa joins us. She's a singer, songwriter, and motivational speaker, and she's been living positively with HIV for the last 20 years, and she's here to share her story.
Inspirational. Dr. Darren Green joins us to talk about the fact that it's summer and skin cancer is a real thing. So stick around right here on the Africa Channel after this.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show on this Tuesday morning. And of course, every Tuesday means that we have an opportunity to chat to our medical expert, Dr. Darren Green, to discuss a certain medical topic. And today we're talking about the fact that, of course, December brings with it summer holidays and time spent in the sun. But get this, sunburn can occur within 15 minutes of you being outside in the sun unprotected. And that damage caused is permanent, is irreversible, and adds up with each exposure. Now, skin cancer is the uncontrolled growth of abnormal skin cells, and it occurs when unrepaired DNA damage to the skin cells triggers a mutation or genetic defect.
Now, according to Skin Cancer Foundation, sustaining 5 or more sunburns increases one's lifetime melanoma risk to 80%. And here to help us unpack how to protect ourselves from the sun and how to reduce the risk of getting skin cancer is our trusted medical professional, Dr. Darren Green, in the house. Dr. Darren Green, those are some shocking statistics. If I think about how many times in my life I've experienced sunburn, hectic sunburn, where your skin actually turns red. And I'm a brown person. But let's start off with what exactly is skin cancer?
Yeah, so just as we define cancer generally in all parts of the human body, the skin being obviously the largest organ in the human body, you must remember that it's about uncontrolled abnormal cell growth.
Okay.
So you have different triggers in cancer. You have environmental triggers, stress on those cells, and like you mentioned in your intro, changes the DNA structure so that when those cells, when they have mitotic change or divide and form new cells, abnormal cells then divide and form, and then the rate of growth of those abnormal cells just becomes uncontrollable. And that's what a tumor is when we speak about a tumor. It's a collection of abnormal cells that are growing at an abnormal rate with abnormal shapes and sizes, obviously.
So let's pierce the proverbial epidermis, shall we?
Yes.
Go slightly deeper.
Yes.
And understand exactly what it is that causes the skin cancers. I mean, you're outside in the sun, and the sun is shining on your skin, and it's making it a lovely tone of brown.
Beautiful.
What's going on with that?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So the epidermis is the outside, the shell. So if you take a peach, it's the hairy part of the peach, whereas the dermis lies just underneath the epidermis. So you can see that layer over there, that beautiful colored layer. And then you start seeing, as we move deeper, that's the dermis. And then you move to the fat layer, which is over there. That's the adipose tissue and the muscles that lie underneath. So you've got 3 different cell types in this dermal layer. And the names are on the top there. You'll see the melanoma. You've got basal cells, you've got melanocytes, those are the cell types, and then you have what's called keratinocytes that make keratin, which are very important in the skin structure. But the bottom line is that the melanocytes that lie deeper down, that they're depicting there is a melanoma, the cancer already.
Yes.
But the melanocytes, the origin of the melanoma, is a specific cell type that lies in the dermis that makes melanin, which gives you your color, your pigment.
Okay.
And they manufacture melanin to release that pigment into the adjacent areas to protect you from the sun's rays in terms of UVA particularly penetrating to the deeper layers and causing damage and triggering the basal cells as well.
That DNA or genetic change that then results in that mutation.
There you go. There you go. So it's important to have melanocytes that are working properly, and also to understand that they play a very important role. And thus, you know, the notion of black don't crack in terms of skin color. You are protected a little bit more naturally with more melanocytes.
But black do crack.
It cracks.
You know what I'm saying.
Well, talking about cracking, we want to find out what are some of the warning signs of skin cancer. We'll talk about that after this. If you have any questions or comments, 021-430-9881. Our medical expert, Dr. Darren Green, is here to answer your questions.
Oh, it's a gorgeous day, and we have a fantastic guest with us. Now, she's no stranger to your Feel Good Breakfast show. We have Yolanda Yawa back in studio. I mean, she is absolutely incredible. She was here the last time with the Gugulethu Tenors. She's a singer, songwriter, motivational speaker, activist, humanitarian, businesswoman, and I can just go on with the list. But she is absolutely incredible, and she joins us this morning as we're in the midst of World AIDS Awareness Month around the world, and she's been living positively with HIV for the last 20 years and plentifully, and you're here to share your story with us today, so welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
I love it, the flower of Gugulethu. Yolanda, so good to have you. Yeah, and I'm glad we're talking about this. We need to raise more awareness, and this is where you come in, and your journey is so inspirational and I think so important for a lot of people out there, just voicing, you know, what it is that they're going through. You've been positively living with HIV for the past 20 years, which is phenomenal. The way you tackled it, the way you carry it as well. It's not something that you hide from, which I love. But take me back to that moment when you found out 20 years ago. What went through your head? What did you think about your life at that stage?
Yeah, I received a call from the doctor because I had just did blood test because I wanted to buy property, and then the doctor said you need to come and see me in my office. So, and I know in those days, you know, if your policy application is declined and you've taken tests, it's possibly because you are positive. And so I called my mom hysterical. And my mom, she has such a calm personality, you know, she knows how to handle tough situations. So she said, we'll go together, and whatever happens, you know, I'll always be here for you. And, you know, like, you shouldn't let whatever we're going to hear determine, like, your future. And we heard the news. And, yeah, the first day was tough. But, you know, my mom has been through a lot, and she's been my rock. And what I've learned from her is that when a tree is strong, not even a strong hurricane winds can uproot it. So I had to tell myself at that moment that I am strong and that I'm wise and that I shouldn't let being HIV positive, you know, like determine my downfall and all of that. And if life at that moment had handed me lemons, I was certainly going to make a lemon pie.
Oh, lemon pie!
Not even a lemonade, a lemon pie.
Oh, that's absolutely beautiful. And, you know, your mom's sharing such wise words, being deeply rooted. And you've used your platform in many, many ways. I mean, I went through your list of everything that you are, and you're so much more than just that. But how have you used your platform?
I am a creative person. In 2002, when I was diagnosed with postnatal depression after the birth of my second son, I have two children. They're born in the same year. They're 9 months apart.
Oh.
Sure. You know, when you're an artist, you have to have a good story. And so I was diagnosed. I was prescribed depression medication, but I took one and I really felt numb. But one time when I was walking in Long Street, I came across beads of Africa. And then I saw all these colorful beads, and I've always been creative from a young age. So I asked them to show me how to, you know, put together an earring and all of that. And then I started creating, and I found that it helped me, you know. And also when I started selling it to people, and, you know, it was, I used to get like great reception and people wanting to buy more and all of that. So that really inspired me. And at that moment, it was also a validation that, you know, being diagnosed with HIV, though it's not a great, great thing, but it was actually a blessing for me because in that moment I felt that I was so blessed that I could be given a second chance. And in that way, I could be able to craft my future. And if I do that, I should do everything that I'm passionate about, that is music, that is creativity, and also always paying it forward and giving back.
And there's so much that we are still looking forward to. I wish we had an entire morning just to sit down with you. Thank you very much for joining us, Yolanda.
Thank you.
I know that there's a lot you're doing with your youth scholarship programs, your Lubotando dolls as well that you're doing. The beading, you can see it's beautiful, absolutely stunning.
Beautiful.
But thank you very much for carrying that message and carrying that flame and being a positive inspiration to so many out there. Really appreciate it. Now, definitely, if you want to keep up with that inspiration, that motivation, if you want to check out Yolanda in terms of gigs, if you want to book her, just head on over to her website, Yolanda Yawa Star with 2 Rs.com. That is absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Yes, we're back again with Dr. Darren Green. Very interesting subject matter. We're talking skin cancer, especially with the summer season upon us. The fact that we'll be going out, spending loads of time in the sun, whether it be on the beach or in a park or just at a general braai with the family. But there's so much for you to know about this, especially melanoma, the most uncommon yet most dangerous form of cancer we're learning now from Dr. Darren Green. Craig is on the line. He's called us on 0214309881. Good morning, Craig. Craig, are you there?
Craig from Joburg. Hello, Craig. Are
He's
you
on his
there?
own intro
All the
music.
way from Joburg, I know.
Craig, are you there?
We lost Craig.
We might have lost Craig. We'll
lost
try and
Craig.
get him back.
But I wanted to ask you, Dr. Darren Green, what are those warning signs that we should be looking for with regards to skin cancer?
Yeah, well, the most common types of skin cancer are what's called basal cell. So in fair people, it's often easier to see a red blemish or something standing out. So if you've got a light of complexion, you can often see a red dome appearing with scaliness or flaking of the skin, and then eventually even perhaps a crater. That could happen, it's called a rodent kind of phenomena. But those are signs that it's red, it's inflamed, it's itchy initially, it can grow in size. When it comes to melanoma, which is the melanocytes, the darkest spots, everyone thinks of the moly mole when we speak about melanoma. And all moles aren't melanomas until we obviously have to define them, but we'll get to that. So understanding that's important. So looking at the color, the consistency, the contour of the lesions is important. Often there's a pearlized red appearance to it on the sun-exposed areas predominantly. So nose, ears, face, forearms, etc.
Yeah. Earlier on, you were telling us about the ABCs of skin cancer that we need to be aware of that could help you possibly maybe even self-diagnose.
Specifically when it comes to melanoma. So when to worry about your dark spot or your mole. And, asymmetry, borders. So the asymmetry would imply that the lesion itself isn't a perfectly round circle that's flat. That's a normal mole. But the asymmetry, the borders are irregular. The color can have 50 shades of brown in it, not just one color. And then the diameter, obviously, is greater than, we speak about 6 millimeters, but we watch that diameter to see if it changes over time and how rapidly it changes, and then whether the lesion itself evolves in its morphology and how quickly it evolves. So those ABCDEs are very important when assessing the dark spots or what we call the moles or nevi.
Yeah. My mom always tells me to watch mine because I think I've got 2 or 3.
Yes.
So I just, okay, you're normal. You're still looking
Yeah, they do what's called mole mapping. And then
Yes.
they look at how many you have, how big they are, and then you do a sequential follow-up with your dermatologist who can then see if you've got any new ones and whether the old ones have changed in these features.
Yeah. When we come back, we're going to talk about how it's treated, but I think just to kind of emphasize to people out there the importance of applying sufficient amounts of sunscreen when you're going out there, because Dr. Darren Green was telling us now during the break that once it develops, melanoma can be unseen, as in you're not going to see something, a black patch on your skin that alarms you.
Correct.
It could literally be below the skin surface and then you die from it, and that can only be discovered afterwards because there aren't any particular specific ways of testing for melanoma if it's unseen.
And of course, the one that shocked me was lips.
Yeah, exactly.
How often do we protect our lips? And lip cancer is a thing as well.
Yeah, all right. So we're going to keep Dr. Darren Green here, and our line's still open, 021-430-9881.
Well, class is in session with Dr. Darren Green. I hope you're taking down those notes. 021-430-9881 if you've got any questions to ask him. The conversation continues after the break. And also the LGBTQI+ Amsterdam dress has landed in South Africa. Find out what the fuss is all about after the break.
All Expresso presenters and guests fly domestically with Mango. Enjoy outstanding service, online check-in and seat selection. With the widest booking and payment options, Mango is the only airline globally to accept store charge cards as a means of payment. Fly in comfort with ergonomically efficient seats for more legroom. Aboard a fleet of new generation Boeing 737-800 aircraft. Join the presenters of Expresso and fly Mango.
Okay, so what are we running?
Can't stop.
Can't stop.
Can't stop. Can't stop. I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. All through my city, all through my home. I'm flying up, no ceiling when we're in our zone. Cause I got that sunshine in my pocket, I got that good soul in my feet. I feel the hot blood in my body when it drops. I can't take my eyes off it, moving so phenomenally. No matter where we rock it, so don't stop. Cause under the lights, when everything goes, nowhere to hide, when I'm getting you close. When we move, oh, you already know. So just imagine. Say, nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feeling good, good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. There ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the midnight. So just dance, 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 dance. So just dance. Hey. Ooh, it's something magical. It's in the air, it's in my blood, it's rushing on. Don't need no reason, don't need control.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome
back,
to your
yes.
Feel Good
Tell 'em,
Breakfast Show.
girl.
We're in there. We are
We're
so
in sync.
there. We're chatting about skin cancer, how to protect yourself against it, and also unpacking how it is that you can see if it's something that is affecting you right now. The lines are open. We lost Craig a little bit earlier on, but I feel we need to get Craig back because I feel like Craig had a very important question.
Yeah.
021-430-9888. We're talking about how to treat skin cancer.
Yeah,
right?
but
That
can we
was
just
your-
go back? Because for me, the scary thing was that if it is sub-epidermis, if you will, sub-epidermis, is that even a term? Yeah. What are the different ways in which you can get screened if you do feel like maybe I've had a bit of sun exposure and I'd like to get tested to see whether I might have, the makings of
question.
melanoma?
So if you don't have an outward evidence of a skin change, like a flaking skin, because you get what you get on the outside of the epidermis, cells that are called the horny, scaly cells. And those are the ones that often reflect what's happening around them or slightly underneath them. And if those aren't showing you anything, your first experience might be something like a sensation change from the deeper layer.
Okay.
In other words, the nerves that
Yes.
supply the skin
Yeah.
might become affected from activity that's happening lower down. Then you might feel, but I've got a patch that's burning here and I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Or itchiness or inflammation that you can't see on the outside that's underneath. With histamine, we all know about histamines, itchiness. And thus we warn people that if there's recurrent symptoms specifically around a specific area, don't just ignore it.
Yeah.
If it's recurrent, then have it checked out. And then, of course, the unfortunate things are undetected cancers that keep developing and evolving, as you can't see. You lose weight quite dramatically, but those are normally in their last stages already when it's spread and you don't know. I mentioned that you get melanoma that's very rare on the inside of the body.
Yes.
Where you might not even have a patch or a dark outside skin patch.
Exactly.
That when you go into the abdomen and do a laparoscopy, you can actually see patches on the inside wall of the
Sure.
abdominal lining.
How would you know
So-
that you've got that, though? Is there...
You won't know.
You can't.
won't know. So that's the whole point. You can only manage the risk that you know about.
Yeah.
So you can manage people with fair skins. You can manage, for example, your exposure, your duration of exposure to UV, and protecting your skin, obviously, as well.
Yeah, applying that sunscreen
That's
as
correct.
often as possible, every half an hour, I think is a general rule. With
And
the
in water
highest.
sports, that's it, in water sports.
So once it's been detected, how is skin cancer treated?
Yeah, so the three I mentioned earlier on, basal cell and squamous cell carcinoma, those are graded according to the lesion and how deep it penetrates that dermis, you know, how many millimeters it actually goes down.
Yeah.
And those are often local cancers. In other words, they don't spread aggressively, but they are the most common cancers, the basal cell ones. It looks like a pearlized red dome that I mentioned that can form a crater on the nose or the ears or the face. So you'll just find a little hard bubble on your skin, really, that's a little bit red and it looks a bit coarse and flaky.
Yeah.
So when that doesn't go away, and that's quite persistent, and it's not just a pimple, that's when you need to have it checked out. Because that would be treated according to the grade and the amount of millimeters. Often they're surgically removed.
Yeah.
There are also other therapies now, obviously, like laser therapy as well, depending on the different subtype. And the depth of penetration of that skin layer determines what kind of treatment you get.
Yeah. All right. Of course, if you have any questions to ask, 021 430 9881. Dr. Darren Green is here to answer all of them.
All right, so this time of the year can be rather heavy on our bodies. We know that going into the festive season, we consume a lot of acid-forming foods and drinks, which can lead to an increase in acid load in our bodies. Now, this can often have negative effects in the long run, such as aching muscles and joints, heartburn, dry skin, and headaches, all of those. Now, this morning we speak to nutritionist Margaret Ellis on factors that influence acidity. Once again, it's something that you need to be aware of going into the festive season. Margaret, thank you very much for joining us once again. Really appreciate it. Big topic. I think a lot of people need to know about this because I think it takes a lot of conversation to understand it, like the way you do. But as discussed, acid-forming foods and alkaline-forming foods. We did that last week. Just remind us exactly how does it work in our bodies and what's the optimum level?
Okay, half of our food should be alkaline, half of our food will be acidic. In our diet, our current lifestyle, you'll find most of our diet is acidic. And there's lots of other influencing factors that tip us over to the acid state. Ideally, we want to be slightly alkaline, which would be just slightly above 7. And if your diet is constantly on the acidic side, your body has to compensate and try and restore balance.
I understand. So what are those different kind of factors that can influence acidity in the body? I mean, what should we look out for?
Well, over and above your diet, what you eat and drink and think, people with blue eyes are already going to have higher uric acid levels, believe it or not. So you'll find many men with blue eyes who like their beer and their wine are going to complain about gout. And higher uric acid levels are going to lead to arthritis. Exercise is another one that can make you acidic in that you create more lactic acid. So when your muscles get stiff, that's because of lactic acid. So if there's too much lactic acid in the body, that's an extra acid that the kidneys have to get rid of. And too much lactic acid can cause anxiety or panic attacks even.
Sure. Now, there's an important one for me to remember so specifically. So how does your body go about restoring natural pH levels if your diet is too acidic or you have those lifestyle factors that really impact on the acidity levels?
Well,
what happens?
I suppose the kidneys work the hardest in that they're trying to excrete all these acids. And they don't just get excreted easily. They all compete for excretion. So you need to drink water to help flush the kidneys, because the kidneys are key in preventing your blood pressure and things like that. And if your body is consistently acidic, the only way it can alkalize if you're not going to introduce your alkaline foods is to actually draw calcium out of your bones, which is actually very, very dangerous because it can actually lead to your osteoporosis. Yeah. And those calcium deposits can actually end up in your arteries and harden and narrow the arteries as well.
Sure. So once again, very important why your body needs to be in that natural, neutral state. Stress. We're going into the holiday season. How does that affect your body's acidity levels? I mean, because naturally we just spoke about it earlier on this morning as well, that there's more stress being felt over the holiday season as well.
Yes, stress will definitely impact on your pH level. 1, it's going to make you acidic, and 2, it's going to cause inflammation. And any inflammatory influence is going to directly affect the body and damage arteries and tissues and things like that.
So what's your final words of advice, I think, going into the holiday season with overindulgence on the cards to try and just get that neutral pH going just right?
I think key is drink water. That is your simplest go-to. Drink as much water as you can. Don't over drink your water because you can flush out all your minerals.
Okay.
And you know you want your minerals to help keep your pH and your electrolytes balanced. And follow your diet. Try and have green drinks and avoid those simple carbs and sugar, high sugar, alcohol. Keep those to a limit.
Exactly, perfect. Thank you very much, Margaret. Really appreciate it. Take a look at what you are eating specifically as well, and just try and take it easy over the holiday season. But it all comes down to eating healthy or a healthy, well-balanced diet at the end of the day. And when that seems to be a challenge, especially this time of the year, we know A. Vogel's Multiforce Alkaline Powder is clinically proven to help the body clear excess acidity and support the body's pH regulating mechanism. Now, to test your acidity knowledge, tell us on social media which one of these foods are acid forming in your body. Is it A, a steak, B, grapefruit, or C, spinach? And you can stand a chance of winning a Multiforce hamper just like that.
Don't let acidity weigh down on your health. Counteract acid buildup with your daily balance of alkaline minerals from A. Vogel's Multiforce.
Well, 021-430-9881 is the number you can call to ask your questions to Dr. Darren Green. Our topic for today, protecting yourself from skin cancer, especially with the holiday season upon us. We have a caller on the line. A very good morning to you, Gregory from Atlantis.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, Dr. Darren. Morning, everybody. Sir, I've been working in the sun for quite some time. So 3 up to 4 months I was working in the sun. And I burned my shoulders so severely that even if I wash, it hurts. Is there anything I can use for it?
All right, thank you very much, Gregory. Sure.
Thank you.
So he was working sunburn on the shoulders, so even when he washes, it's still very painful.
Yes.
So what can you use to relieve the pain? And
yeah, so often you find people would take something like a simple analgesic, even like a tablet like paracetamol.
Yeah.
Topically, a lot of people use aloe gel, or they'll use some arnica products as well, in terms of natural stuff. And there's some ice and fridge and freeze that a lot of people use in summer that cool down the skin. And most of them contain what's called tea tree in that gel preparation. But certainly helping getting the heat out of the skin and protecting it would be moisturizing it, and then obviously cold packs.
Stay out of the sun.
To have to get that. And then decrease the time, the duration. But you need to protect. If you know you're going into the cricket players, I mean, you must have experienced that. You know, and you have to keep reapplying.
And don't worry about the aesthetic. You may look white as a ghost, but go out there because you're protected. That's important.
That's it.
But here's the thing, though. I'm going to go check out the Super League on Sunday, the finals, right? And I was looking to getting a nice pop, you know, of color. And it is summer. A lot of people are looking to go and lie on the beach and, you know, get their tan on. How can we do it? Because we know there are people that will.
Yes.
But how can we do so safely?
Eat and drink carrot juice.
Okay.
No, I'm serious.
A lot of our overseas and our European counterparts, they love drinking lots and loads of carrots because the pigment in carrots obviously gives you an orange tinge to your skin.
Yeah.
Really?
So people that drink too much of it often can look orange. It's quite interesting. But anyway, so getting back to your question, I think that the important thing would be planning in advance. So don't go and not have anything with you. So rehydrate, because the elasticity of the skin is affected by the amount of water you consume. Certainly applying your sunscreen or your sunblock. Remember the sun protection factor, 30 and up is recommended, and that you reapply that every 30 minutes if you actually near the water. Remember that the greatest time zone is between 11 and 3 p.m.
That's when the sun is at
That's when the UV, and today in Cape Town, for example, is one of the highest UV exposure days. But between 11 and 3 p.m., those when you need to be really particular. So with children and kids, think about swimming, for example, earlier on in the day, in the morning and so forth. The gazebos, the umbrellas, they all help. Every layer helps with breaking that layer. And remember also to protect your eyes in terms of UV protection as well. Polarized lenses, for example, help you with white light bouncing off other surfaces that can cause damage in the eyes with the UV protection.
And then, of course, there's the fact of what you eat can also help heal your body.
As an anti-inflammatory mindset of diet from the inside out.
Watch what you eat. Wow, valuable tips. Thank you very much for sharing your time and expertise, Dr. Green. I think that's all we have time for unfortunately, on this Tuesday morning. We hope that you found that enlightening. If you want, you can follow Dr. Darren Green on social media. You do still engage on, a bit of a Twitter here.
Yes, we go there. Now and again, we try.
I see you on the gram a lot, though.
The gram.
The gram.
At Dr. Darren Green. But stick around to your Feel Good Breakfast show. Still lots more to come.
The good Dr. Darren Green, always so insightful.
Always.
We love him around here on your Feel Good Breakfast show,
Thank you, DG.
Expresso. Yes, we do love him. We love him. After the break, we're talking about the LGBTQI+. The dress has landed from Amsterdam and it is in South Africa. Find out what all this hype is about.
Wow, that sounds super interesting, man. You know what else is interesting?
What is?
Gifting ideas. In the kitchen. If you are scurrying around for last-minute gifts, then this is the segment you need to watch. I'm going to be talking to Abigail Donnelly, and she's got some great ideas. If you're a kitchen fundi, stick around.
Don't take credit. Unexpected coming from a bank. But just think about it. Using credit to finance a flashy lifestyle to show that you've arrived won't help you live better. What's new today is old tomorrow, except for the debt that you still have to pay. But do take credit to renovate your home, buy a more reliable car, or pay for your children's education. If that's your goal, then Capitec will help you realize your dreams. Because living better starts when you get credit for the right reasons.
Like, that always catches me off guard.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you, this is a friend of mine, and he goes by the name Caclejo. Oh, I already introduced him. Such a beautiful girl walking down the street. See those bright, bright eyes with tears coming down. She deserves a crown. Where is it now? Mama, listen, señorita, I feel for you. You deal with things that you don't have to. He doesn't love you, I can tell by his charm. But you can feel this real love if you just stay in mind. And don't you slow it down. If we carry on this way, this thing might leave the ground. Hey.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. And members of the LGBTQI community still face discrimination in many societies and legal sanctions in 75 states. The Amsterdam rainbow dress is a work of art that calls for openness, inclusiveness, and a defense of human rights globally. Now, the monumental dress is made up of flags of the 75 countries where homosexuality is punishable by law, including 8 countries where homosexual acts can result in the death penalty.
Now, when these laws change, each country's flag will be replaced by a rainbow. Joining us this morning is the Consul General of the United Kingdom of the Netherlands in Cape Town, Sebastian Messerschmidt, to unpack how this initiative came about and, of course, what we can do to raise awareness. Sebastian, so good to have you on the show this morning. This is absolutely incredible, this dress. It's amazing. How did the idea for this initiative come about?
Well, of course, the government didn't do it, but the people that put it together, they were walking in a march, in the Pride March, on getting the attention for the LGBTQI community and their rights and their rights to be. And they were carrying the flags of all these countries where these laws were still in place. And somebody came up with the idea, like, let's put these flags together and make a dress of it, which I think is an excellent idea, hey? Because it speaks so much to the mind. The person wearing the dress is really telling you
I have a right to be here.
Yeah.
And it's such an important thing that you can be who you are, regardless of your background, regardless of your sexuality, regardless of the people that you choose to marry or choose to love or choose to spend your life with. Yeah. And it's a fundamental right that, you know, South Africa has the best constitution in the world. You have it in your section 9.1, 9.2. The Dutch, we have it in our constitution as well. But does it also mean that if the law gives a space, that also society gives a space?
Yeah.
And that really is a different question, eh?
It is a different
So
one.
also in the Netherlands and also in South Africa, where we can be proud of the space that the law gives the people from different backgrounds, it's still a question whether society allows you to be who you are, really. And that's what it's about.
Yeah. I love this concept. I absolutely love it. And normally when I see a collection of flags, the first thing I normally want to do is look for my country.
Yeah.
And I'm proud to say South Africa's flag's not on this dress.
Excellent, eh?
But there are a lot of African countries whose flags are presented and present on this dress. What can we do to help change that?
Well, this is exactly what you're doing today. Bring awareness. But like I said, because like I say, it's not just about the laws. It's actually about the people. It's about the people waking up and, you know, teenagers finding out that, you know, I'm a girl, but I'm actually falling in love with another girl. Do I get the space, and is my society allowing me to do that? Or a boy waking up and saying, you know, I've been in this body locked and I feel locked. Can I transform into a girl? Is that allowed in my country? And maybe the laws allow it, but if you grow up in Soweto or in Khayelitsha, do you really get the space? If you grow up in some of the areas in the Netherlands, do people really allow it? And that's a question that we need to debate with each other. And it's also in these countries where these laws are in place.
Yeah.
It's really what you want people to start talking about. Because the dialogue of the people, that's what brings the change also to the government and to the laws.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's actually 75. And I'm hoping as the dress proceeds over the world, that slowly one flag by another will turn into a rainbow dress, eh?
Absolutely.
And it will get the dialogue going.
How can our viewers further help assist in spreading the message behind this initiative?
Well, you know, if you look at the numbers, everybody has gays or heterosexual that maybe have also bisexual trends or transgenders in their area, in their neighborhood, in their families. Some people won't speak about it. Be there for these people.
Yeah.
Support them when they have a struggle. Support the teenagers wanting to come out, but they feel insecure.
Yeah.
Make sure that when there's jokes that are homophobic, that you don't laugh. That you actually do say, hey, what are we doing here? We're stigmatizing, you know? It's not good. It's not good. We're excluding people. And you know, your country is one of the best in the world positioned to know what exclusion is about. It hurts. It hurts people. It hurts livelihoods. It's the worst thing that can happen to society. So if you want to be inclusive, start talking. Start helping those people that are excluded and start being there for them. I think that's where people in their own communities can really help out.
Yeah. Is there like an online website that you guys can direct people to for some support, or is it just in general?
Good question. I actually don't know.
Okay.
I don't know about the situation in South Africa. That's something I would like to research as well.
Okay.
In the Netherlands, we have an organization, the COC, that actually has been there since 1946. Okay. That takes people in with their questions and their struggles and helps and supports them in that way. And I don't actually know whether such an organization exists in South Africa. I hope it does.
Yeah. They are. I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Sebastian, for joining us this morning. The Amsterdam rainbow dress, of course, calling for openness, inclusivity, and a defense of human rights globally. Sorry?
In Zuid-Mocha tomorrow.
At the Zuid-Mocha, so we can go and
the
check
most
it
beautiful
out.
museum you have is at the Zuid-Mocha tomorrow. It's so well fitted.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Sebastian Messerschmidt, the Consul General of the Kingdom of the Netherlands in Cape Town.
Thank you.
Right, so now join me in the kitchen with some great gifting ideas going into the festive season from Woolies. We have Abigail Donnelly, Woolworths' Trend and Creative Director. And we also have Michael Jacobs, who's the store manager of the Woolies Piazza St. John, who brought a couple of gadgets from his store. So if you are still rushing out there, you are looking to find the perfect gift for that someone special, you can't go wrong with a great kitchen utensil, especially for somebody like me who loves being in the kitchen. Abigail, Michael, thank you very much for joining us on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thank you.
I love this. I have been the whole morning, I was like, what is this?
I kind of with you, but I got it now.
Okay, you got it now. Okay, cool.
Michael, thanks for bringing all these.
Thank you very much.
So this is great. So avos are in season, especially at Woolies, the beautiful big gem ones. And you need to get a nice firm avo, not too squashy, because otherwise it's not going to slice, but it does all the perfect slicing.
Really?
Shall we try that?
Please do.
Or maybe, Michael, would you like to do that when I get on to my favorite Okay, I don't want to like get that out.
Can I help you?
Can you help?
Maybe,
Yes,
yeah.
thank you, thank
Because
you.
you see,
But
it's all in the...
This is my favorite. I still have my grands.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic, especially
There we
for
go.
all the school holidays and all those toasted cheese sandwiches. We make lots of toasted cheese.
Oh, love it.
And basically, this is just an easy peasy grater.
Quick grater.
Parmesan, garlic, ginger, fresh turmeric, you name it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. And then, hey presto. And then you can just... And you know what? By doing
Lovely.
this, I find you use less cheese on your toasted sandwich.
Okay.
So it's all about saving as well.
Okay,
so that's
cool.
that.
So a quick cheese slicer,
Yes.
love it.
Okay, so let's do this. So there we go. Let's see if this is going to work. Is it this way? Do you think it's this way? No, I think it's this way.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. I'm a bit what's the word? Uncoordinated?
Yeah.
There we go. And then you just press down hard, and there, hey presto.
Okay, we have a very soft
We have
avo,
a very soft one, but you kind of got the drift.
but there we go,
hey?
yeah.
There we go,
Great.
yeah, easy. And then it actually gets right in there. So again, no
Yeah,
waste.
love
but
it,
this
okay.
again, this meat mallet. This is fantastic. This is made from beautiful walnut wood.
Okay.
So not only does it use well, it looks good, and beautiful aluminium. Okay.
And you can
And this
see
is
that,
just
yeah.
to make
To
beautiful
tenderize,
schnitzels.
yeah.
Yes. Like your
okay.
pork schnitzel and definitely your chicken schnitzel and your beef. Do you want to do a
Okay,
a good
I've never
bang?
done this
Flatten
before.
it.
So,
so ideally,
what's the different sides here? Is this not for...
it's different
Okay,
texture,
okay.
different textures.
Yeah,
yes,
textures.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go. And you just...
Yes, for tenderizing. And then sometimes what I do is I put the pieces of chicken fillet or meat
Yes.
in between cling wrap. Just so
I
that you
see.
don't break it as well.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Easy,
and then
just
you've
like
got
that.
an easy peasy minute steak.
My goodness.
Okay, and then
cool.
this is my favorite. I mean, I use this
pestle
probably
and
every
mortar.
day. It's a pestle and mortar, and it really does. I don't know, just gives it a beautiful texture for your herbs, for your garlic. I often start my Thai curries like this if I'm making it
yes.
from scratch. And really, you just kind of give it a bash. Although in Thailand, I learned that you actually move it from side to side and not bash. But I
okay,
like
yes.
bashing, especially if you have a bad
Yeah.
day. You get a little bit
over
of
it.
frustration out.
Yeah.
A little bit of salt, always with garlic. And it just also helps with the texture as well,
Yeah.
just to like smooth it down. It gives it that kind of, I
Okay,
can't think
yeah.
of the word, but yeah. So
Yeah.
there we go. And then that just creates a beautiful paste.
Oh,
And
lovely.
obviously we've got all some nice guacamole ingredients here. That starts, a little
That's
bit of herbs. And there we go. Do you want to do that while I'm
I'll
going to do
certainly
the
do that.
What else
the
do we
carrot?
have here?
Okay, aren't these fabulous? These are fantastic rose gold storage clips.
Oh, lovely.
So just to keep everything kind of sealed
Yeah.
and nice. I could quite fancy one for my hair as well, especially if it gets in the
I'm
way
sure
in the
you
kitchen.
can, yeah.
And this is great as well. My mum always had one of these
they are lovely. Is that an
for
apple slicer?
pie, and actually they really work. So just
Yeah.
for the kids' school lunch boxes, back to school in Jan, you can actually put a little bit of lemon on your apple, put them in a bag, and
Yeah.
then obviously you've got beautiful wedges. Or for your apple pie.
Yeah. Cool. Well, there's definitely so much ideas. Now, Michael, you've got another option if you can't find what it is that you're looking for, maybe.
Of course. There's always the Woolworths gift card.
They're
If
the
your,
best.
your chef cannot find a gift, give him a gift card and you'll
And there you
definitely
have it.
find something.
And they are reusable, which is
Of
also
course,
great. Yeah.
of course.
yeah.
You load them with cash and anybody can select whatever they like and use it.
Hey, man, a nice little gift card. It comes in a nice little presentation bag,
Exactly.
envelope like that as well.
And look at this.
yeah.
Look at this funky little thing. This is a little vegetable spiralizer, you know, spiralizing vegetables
Yes.
and all those noodles and those low carb,
Yes.
clever
Okay, cool.
noodles. You can make your own. Look at that. Well, then you've
My
got a little
goodness.
pencil as well. Yeah.
That's very
And that
cool.
also doubles up as a beautiful juicer as well.
Really?
So yeah, so it kind of there pops in there, and then you put your juicer on, and then you've got beautiful lime juice for your nice cocktails, your mocktails and cocktails for Christmas in
Fantastic.
January.
Thank you very
There we
much,
go.
Abigail. Michael,
Cool.
thank you very much
It's
for
a
coming
pleasure.
through and joining us. Really, really cool. I mean, that's some gifting made easy. We absolutely love it. So to celebrate this holiday season, treat yourself or someone special to one of these gorgeous kitchen essentials. Bring it home this Christmas with all the shine, sparkle, the merry, the love, and the laughter. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Abigail, I'm sure we're going to see you again, but have a merry
Tomorrow.
and festive season. Yes, you're going to be back. Michael, thank you very
It's a
much, my
pleasure.
friend. Appreciate it. I'll come visit you at your store, my friend.
That's for me.
There we
Of
go.
course,
So,
please.
so if you were wondering what to get in terms of kitchen utensils, there you have it.
It is the season to be joyful. And now, whether you have been naughty or nice this year, Dion Wyatt have you covered this Christmas with the best in electronics and appliances to spoil those you love this festive season. Now, you've obviously all been nice because they are going one step further this week and next week are giving away a 5,000 Rand Dion Wyatt gift voucher every single day to one lucky viewer who can tell us what is inside our mystery gift today.
Oh, that's right. Now, we've got a couple of clues, so don't worry. Do you think it is A, the DeLonghi Distinctor electric kettle and 4-slice toaster? Or is it option B, the Smeg 60 centimeter stainless steel oven? Or C, the Bosch Auto Cook? Now, we're going to give you a couple of clues to help you try to figure out what is wrapped inside this box. Now, it was retailing for 5,999 and it's now going for 5,499. So simply visit dionwyatt.co.za and study their latest deals to figure it out. You know, it's very quick. Or you can go to their online catalog, or you can download the Dion Wyatt app from your app store and you'll be able to figure out exactly what is hidden inside this wrapped little gift that we have here. And I bet you a lot of you have probably figured out the answer already, and I hope you have. And if you've entered and you're still unsure, we actually have another clue for you.
What is it, Zoe?
Now, the second clue is this kitchen appliance offers you many ways to prepare a delicious meal.
Does that give it away? Have you got it now? We hope so. Be sure to enter if you have the answer. Now, to enter, simply SMS the keyword joy followed by the answer, your name, your surname and city to 33728. That's 33728 with the keyword joy followed by your name, your name, your surname, your answer and your city. Send that to 33728 and SMS is charged at 1 Rand 50.
That's right. Well, you better hurry up because those lines will be closing at 8:15 this morning. So at 8:15, you have about 20 minutes or so. So enter now, and you do not want to miss much time and, you know, getting your answer in. And who knows, we could be calling you to give you that 5,000 Rand Dion Wyatt gift voucher.
That's right. Hashtag share the joy.
Share the joy with Dion Wyatt this Christmas for the best in electronics and appliances and with our epic festive season deals. Visit our stores to find the perfect gift you're after or shop online at dionwyatt.co.za. Plus, download the Dion Wyatt app at the Apple App Store or Google Play Store to stand a chance to win one of 5 10,000 Rand shopping sprees. The biggest range of top brands at festive prices you'll hardly believe. Dion Wyatt, technology simplified.
Still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, it is Travel Tuesday, and we're going to be looking at where to go on holiday this December. And then here to take our musical show to the next level, we've got Young Paris, and he performs for us after the break.
Clover Crush, 100% pure fruit juice packed with vitamins and no added sugar. Crush your daily dose of goodness, now available in long life. Crush is spreading goodness by giving away 20,000 pairs of school shoes. See pack for details and stand a chance to win 1 million Rand in prizes for you and a friend. Nominate a school to receive school shoes.
Made with love by Clover.
Check. This is live? No. Sound check. Okay, check. 1, 2, 2, 2.
We're just gonna do Africa Channel quick, yeah?
4, 3, 2.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show right here on the Africa Channel, we're taking a look at where you can travel on holiday this December because it is a Travel Tuesday. And then to take our show to another musical level, Young Paris is in the house and he performs for us after the break. All that and more happening right here on the Africa Channel.
Check. Wait. Yeah. Check. Hey. Let's see. Yeah. Do my mic up a tiny bit. Hey, wait, let's hit rewind. Bring that shit back to me here one time. I see your body, but shit, I'm blind. How could I want it but skip your mind? You must have something that I can't find. I'm used to saying I like it is mine. I'm used to moving it quick on the dime. Sipping tequila and mix it with lime. Then when she go on that shit, I'm fine. But now you're something special. Hey, 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 hey. Let me tell you why you're leaving me. Okay. Probably don't know it, but you my babe. Okay. Baby, we can do this peacefully, yeah. For me, just tell me how you wanna be. Hey, 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 hey. Pull up, bring it back one time. 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 Baby, pull up. Get your best friend, I get my best friend. Yeah, we can meet up on the Western. Yeah.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yeah, welcome back to it. Your feel-good breakfast show, live, large, and in charge on this Tuesday morning. Hang out with young Paris, sharing music with us, man. Really bringing the vibe. And here he is right now with a song called One Time.
Yeah, yeah. Let's hit rewind, bring that shit back to me here one time. I see your body, but shit, I'm blind. How could I want it but skip your mind? You must have something that I can't find. I'm used to saying I like it is mine. I'm used to moving it quick on the dime. Sipping tequila and mix it with lime. Then when she go on that shit, I'm fine. But now you're something special. Hey, hey. Let me tell you why you're leaving me. Okay. Probably don't know it, but you my babe. Okay. Baby, we can do this peacefully, yeah. For me, just tell me how you wanna be. Hey. Pull up, bring it back one time. 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 Pull up, bring it back one time, baby, pull up. Get your best friend, I get my best friend. Yeah, we can meet up on the Western. Yeah, have drinks at Sabrosa. Yeah, knock it out like Sosa. Let me pull up a chair for you. Let you know I'ma care for you. Don't you pay, I'ma pay for you. Let you know I'll be there for you. Yeah. Only you, 'cause you're special. Hey. Sing it with me. Let me tell you why you leaving me. Okay. Probably don't know it, but you my babe. Okay. Baby, we can do this peacefully, yeah. For me, just tell me how you wanna be. Hey, hey, 1, 2, 3. Pull up, bring it back one time. 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 Pull up, bring it back one time, baby, pull up.
Yeah, give it up, man. Give it up. Young Paris on your feel-good breakfast show one time, man. Bringing the vibes, man. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Certainly adding some swag to our Tuesday morning, man. Listen, so are there any new collaborations, any new songs, new tracks that you're working on right now that we can look forward to maybe early on next year?
I'm trying to get in with some South African artists, actually.
Yeah? Who in particular?
Yeah, I just well, Major League DJs, those are my guys from Joburg. Anati's been a friend for years. I just met Casper Novus the other night at the club.
Nice one.
So just kind of seeping in my way into the culture here and seeing who I could do some work with, but
Yeah.
it's amazing music coming out of South Africa.
Absolutely, and I saw that you were feeling that Fela in Versace over the weekend, man. You were loving it so much.
Fela in Versace.
That's what it is. That's what it is, man. The Megacy loves you so much right now.
Yeah.
But thank you very much. Link up with the man. We can follow you on social media at Young Paris.
At Young Paris, yeah.
All over on Twitter, on Instagram. Thank you very much, man.
sir,
Have yourself a wonderful stay in South Africa. I know you're going to be here for like one more day and then you're heading back to New York to do your thing, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, you can link up with us in the meantime on our social media platforms and let us know what you thought about that performance of One Time.
In the national news, motorists who have applied for driver's licenses and are still waiting to receive them are being advised to apply for temporary licenses or risk being fined. The backlog follows a labour dispute between the Department of Transport and driving licence card account employees. Families of victims of the Life Esidimeni tragedy are demanding that the government settle outstanding compensation. Zizi Godwa has assured them that by Friday the matter would be settled. On the international front, Egyptian authorities have introduced restrictions on the sale of yellow reflective vests, fearing opponents may attempt to copy French protesters during next month's anniversary of the 2011 popular uprising that toppled autocrat Hosni Mubarak. The European Court of Justice yesterday ruled that Britain could halt Brexit without the approval of fellow EU member states. But British Prime Minister Theresa May's government insists that there is no intention of halting the process. And then finally, when Grace the Spaniel went blind from old age and missed playing with her beloved tennis balls, her mum, Mandy Robertson from Spaniel Rescue SA in Gauteng, turned creative and made a plan. She bought a soccer ball-sized tennis ball, drilled a hole in the ball and placed a bell inside. Now Grace can find her ball easily and is happier than ever, chasing her larger-than-life tennis ball around the garden. This just goes to prove that even for animals, it's the little things in life that counts. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Here's a final look at what's happening in the world of sport. I wonder if there are other balls involved.
Yeah, talk about jingle balls. Moving on to rugby balls right now. The Springboks will be playing only 2 tests at home in the 2019 rugby season at Ellis Park against Australia on the 20th of July and at Loftus Versfeld against Argentina on the 17th of August. In football, the final round of the Champions League group stage kicks off tonight as Barcelona tackle Tottenham Hotspur. Monaco host Borussia Dortmund, while Liverpool will be taking on Napoli. Now, the Confederation of African Football have confirmed that South Africa is in the running to host the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. The new host nation will be announced on the 9th of January. And finally, the battle to reach the Mzansi Super League playoff gets underway tonight as the Jozi Stars face off against the Tshwane Spartans in the Gauteng derby. And that game gets underway at the Wanderers Stadium at 7 p.m. And that's a roundup of the major sporting headlines this morning.
All right, Mzansi, let's take a final look at your traffic this morning in the Western Cape. If you are in Gugulethu, there is congestion on the N2 inbound between Airport Approach Road and Moorbrae Main Road. The average traveling speed is 15 kilometers per hour with delays up to 30 minutes. In KwaZulu-Natal, Durban North on the N2 northbound, there is a stationary vehicle after the Solomon Mahlangu Drive. The left lane is currently blocked. Please do approach that with caution. And in Cape Flats Line, Metro Rail says there has been a passenger incident between Ottery and Southfield, causing a delay of 30 to 40 minutes. Please allow for extra travel time this morning. That's a wrap of your traffic for the day.
All right, well, as we get into your weather for the very last time on your Tuesday morning, we'd like to say a big thank you to Lynn Temlet. Hello, Lynn, for your beautiful sunrise picture from the Vaal River in Mpumalanga, and also to Ricole Faroa for your amazing sunrise picture from Wellington in the Western Cape. Thank you very much for sharing what it looks like in your parts of the world. We'll continue sharing some more pictures tomorrow, right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Right now, though, a last look at your temperatures going into your Tuesday. Polokwane is starting off on 12 minimum, reaching a high of 22 degrees. Mbombela 14.25, Pretoria 14.29, Johannesburg 13.27, Mahikeng 17.31, Klerksdorp on 15, your maximum 32, Kimberley 15, reaching a high of 33, Bloemfontein 14.30, Richards Bay on 18 minimum, your maximum 25 degrees, Richards Bay 11.25, Durban 18.25, Mthatha on 12 minimum, your maximum 28 degrees, East London 18.27, Cradock 10.35, Port Elizabeth 17.26. George 15.28. Sutherland 8 and a high of 29. Cape Town 17.25. Worcester 13.33. Springbok 10.31. And Uppington 18, reaching a scorcher today, 37 degrees Celsius. That's a wrap of your weather and your temperatures for your Tuesday morning.
All right, so we're all about giving this festive season. That's why we're getting into that spirit with our Feel Good Breakfast show. And of course, the best part of it is the fact that we have the privilege to give to who? To you. So every morning we'll be calling one fortunate viewer who's entered the hashtag Loot Festive competition, and then we could open up one of these doors for you to stand a chance of winning incredible prizes. And of course, you already know, you've seen some of the prizes already. There are computers, there are cell phones, there are laptops, power tools, gaming consoles,
cell phones,
wearable technology, cool equipment and gadget, and just so much more. So much more. Yeah.
Now, all you have to do is go onto the loot.co.za Facebook page. Make sure you like the page, comment on the page using that hashtag LootFestive and your wish list item by simply either copying the link from the loot.co.za page or posting a picture of the item you desire. And then all you have to do is keep a lookout on Facebook Messenger, as winners will be contacted and will have 4 hours to reply.
And guys, you can't blame us. We're telling you now already. Once you've been contacted, 4 hours is all you got. You got to reply like ASAP. So go on and post your desired item on the loot.co.za Facebook page. Of course, with that hashtag LootFestive. And who knows, we could be making your wish come true this holiday season. Hashtag LootFestive. I can't wait to find out. It's good. Because we've been very disciplined in the sense that we've kept the doors closed. So we're not sure what prizes. Don't do it! Don't do it!
Oh, we are taking, oh my goodness, listen, those loot prizes are incredible. Princess, thank you so much for the amazing cappuccino. Well, we're taking the quickest of breaks. When we get back, it is Travel Tuesday, so we'll take a look at the best destinations for the month of December.
And it is also hashtag Tuesday Tunes with Katlego. I hope you've been getting your votes in on social media and letting us know what songs you want him to perform for you, because he's going to be doing that after the break. Princess, cheese and tomato sandwich, please.
Whoa, going big.
Try the new McCafe Low GI sandwiches. Cheese and tomato, chicken club, and cheese and tomato chicken roll. Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe.
He needs a stool. He's got a stool. Stoel. Een stoel. Net vir nou asseblief. Ja. Ja, ek weet. It sounds like a poo. A stoel. Is hy getoen? Is hy? Two. Guitar.
Zal ik ooit genoeg geld kan verdienen? Die nacht is koud in die winter. In die winter. Toe ek jou gesien het vir die eerste keer, Lia, ek kan nie meer onthou dit gevoel het nie, die baie bly na in die winter, in jou masse ons was in ons kon glo in die dinge daarbo.
Book flights from 499 Rand. Only on travelstart.co.za.
Well, welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. It is Tuesday, but not just any Tuesday. It's Travel Tuesday. And when it comes to the month of December, it is peak travel season for most South Africans. But choosing a destination is always hard to do with a world of options, and it can seem like an impossible task. But luckily, we have Emma Verhoeven from Travel Start, who has agreed to share with us some tips and advice on where to go on holidays, especially for the month of December. Welcome back, Emma.
Thank you. Emma, one of my absolute favorites. Welcome back. Now, December is a very popular time for travel. I mean, everyone's traveling over here, over there, everywhere. But what are some of the most popular destinations to check out?
So it probably won't be a surprise to you guys. In South Africa, people are departing from Joburg and all flocking to the beaches, right to Cape Town, to Durban, so we can expect absolutely packed roads and traffic and having to actually book a table at a restaurant and things like that. And then abroad, people are traveling to New York and London to see the lights, visit family, that sort of thing. Mauritius to chill out a bit with the family. Thailand, because Thailand's obviously always a good idea. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, you know what? I'm one of those travelers. I love where the crowds are less. So for people that don't want to flock to the destinations where you're guaranteed is going to have an influx of tourists, which destinations would you recommend?
So I would definitely recommend choosing not one of like the world's capital cities, rather choose a slightly smaller city or town, get out of the the bustle a little bit. In South Africa, I would stay away from the coastline if you can, rather book a place inland a little bit, find a place that has a nice pool or something like that. You know, stay away from the beaches because that's really where the crowds are going to be.
The thing about December, Emma, is that it's absolute peak time. I mean, it's mayhem everywhere you go, and it can be stressful. So what are some top travel tips that you can give for traveling and making travel arrangements during this very busy time?
Yeah, so December travel is hectic. So I would definitely advise leaving for the airport an hour earlier than you normally would because there's traffic on the roads. You get to the airport, it's absolutely full. There's long queues. There's some lady at the front of the queue who forgot to check the, the baggage allowance and she's repacking her whole bag and things like that. So it's just better to buy yourself a little bit of extra time so you don't stress. Remember your travel documents, check your baggage allowance. Also, just be extra vigilant over the festive season. I mean, there's pickpockets out there and stuff who are really, they're also out for their Christmas bonus.
They're busy.
So they're working hard over the holidays to try and take advantage of us while we're taking our lovely photos. They're taking a peek into our bags.
That lady with the baggage trying to unpack everything and pack right at the counter sounds exactly like me. She is me and I am her. I promise you, real life.
Push our luck with the weight limit. Now, Emma, when it comes to traveling, a lot of people, naturally your mind goes abroad. But when it comes to locally and activities that there's to do apart from going to the beach, what would you recommend?
Well, I'm a water baby, so I would always say go to a beach, go to a dam, go to a river, go somewhere, rent a place with this pool. But definitely places like, Robertson, which is about 2 hours away from Cape Town. It's beautiful. Find a place, a beautiful place there. You go wine tasting, go hiking, all of that sort of stuff. Coffee Bay is beautiful, the hole in the wall and those beaches on that side. Yeah, I mean, there's so much else to do aside from sit in Camps Bay and in the traffic on your way to Camps Bay anyway, and swim in water that's too cold to even put your feet in,
The thing is, there are many feffers like me who've left their travel arrangements for the absolute last minute. I mean, we're halfway through December now. If you haven't booked yet, what are some of the exciting things that you at Travel Start have on offer for us to do and check out now?
So I'm exactly the same as you. I booked my flight to Italy a week ago. So I also leave it a little bit late.
Well done, Emma.
Yeah. But that's part of the fun. So obviously at this late stage, I would say choose a visa-free destination if you possibly can to avoid yourself that extra stress. Surprisingly, I mean, there is availability on the flights. A lot of the more popular places are quite expensive to go to. But for example, my friend who was going to come from Italy here was almost 3 times more expensive for him to come here than for me to fly to Europe because everybody wants to come to the sun. So treat yourself to a winter, a snow white winter Christmas.
It'll be easier.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be way cheaper. If you don't mind flying on Christmas Day, that's probably your best bet for a cheap flight.
The cheapest.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you don't mind ditching the family, just you know, have your turkey the day before. If you fly on Christmas, it's way, way cheaper. I mean, I saw flights in the system yesterday for about under 8,000 for like Frankfurt, Paris, Istanbul, Thailand, that sort of thing. So there are some good deals to be found, but I would try fly if you can on Christmas or on New Year's, and then only try come back after like around mid-Jan or after that. Yeah.
So Travel Start is the destination to go.
I want
if
to
you're
be
still
there.
making your
That's
plans.
where I want to be now.
Emma, thank you so much for
Pleasure.
joining us
Thanks,
and
guys.
for, you know, just fueling that Travel Tuesday within all of us, whether it's locally or abroad. And they just show you just another amazing way to enjoy hassle-free, budget-friendly getaways, and that's with travelstart.co.za.
Okay.
Book flights from 499 Rand, only on travelstart.co.za.
I love Travel Tuesday. It just makes me feel like there's just so many opportunities to be adventurous in this life. So we're continuing in that vein because today we have to play our Where in the World game.
Yeah.
And can you guess where in the world we're talking about? So you need to get your geography skills on point. And then Kat and myself are going to give you some clues as to where our mystery destination is
This
today.
one's a tough one, I've got to say.
I agree with
I'm still,
you.
because we tried to play along with you at home as well.
But we don't have
try
the
and guess.
answer.
I don't have the answer. But here are the clues, all right? So this morning we're looking for the name of a city in the south of France that's particularly known and is famous for its art. And it's very well known for a very particular famous artist. Yeah, how about that for a clue?
So did you know that this is the same city where Vincent van Gogh cut off his ear? Now, the painter wished for this city to become a kind of utopian refuge for a collective of artists. And with a major new arts venue being created, the city is set to become an important art destination in Europe.
Yeah.
That's a clue.
Yeah, this city is also home to one of the oldest and best Roman arenas and colosseums in the world that is actually still operational today. You can go and have a tour and maybe even go watch one of the traditional bull fights that they have there. They host events there, so it's still very much operational.
I'm just glad I wasn't alive at that time.
Look at this.
You know,
oh, the pictures.
I don't know where I would have been.
Where is
Anyways, did you also know that the famous Abbey of Montmajour can also be found in this famous city? The remarkable abbey has been described as a true treasure and is a priceless part of the city. It encapsulates 8 centuries of architectural history that will take you back in time through the ages.
All right, so the big question is, can you guess where we are in the world? If you know it and you have cracked the clues to find out the name of our mystery destination and mystery city, head on over to our Facebook page and let us know. Perhaps if you know the city where Vincent van Gogh cut off his ear, you might know where that might be. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. Travel Tuesday is what it's all about.
All right, all right.
All right.
It's
Okay,
that time.
so
Joy.
Talk about sharing the joy. It's Dion Wired's time, and all morning we've been testing your skills of deduction for the chance to win a 5,000 Rand Dion Wired gift voucher, which you can spend on the best in electronics and appliances for yourself, your home, your family, or even your friends. Now, we asked you to tell us what is in our mystery gift this morning. Is it a DeLonghi Distinctor electric kettle and a 4-slice toaster, a Smeg 60cm stainless steel oven, or is it a Bosch auto cook? That's the question, and by the numbers of the entries flowing in, many of you know the answer. So let's unwrap the present and see if you are right.
Okay, it's a big one, and it's a bit of a heavy one as well.
Come, boy,
so I'm just
careful
going
now.
to
I'm not
rip
going to help
it.
you. Okay,
Rip it.
okay, rip it, boy. Yes, look at that. It is indeed a Bosch auto cook. Well done. If that was you guessing directly, that's a lekker prize,
Such
man.
a versatile kitchen appliance as well. You can plug it in anywhere and create dishes that'll satisfy the hungriest of mouths. The lines closed a little while ago, and while we pull the winner of today's 5,000 Rand gift voucher, let me run you through why you should be racing off to Dion Wire to get this amazing appliance.
Absolutely. So this is a real kitchen all-rounder that can fry, steam, roast, and bake at just the touch of a button. Anyone can cook with the auto cook. You can make a finished kind of dish in just 3 simple steps. The optimum temperature and cooking times are preset and also can be quickly selected to the dish that you want. And you can even save your own recipes on the machine. So this innovative induction technology ensures optimum heat distribution and precise temperature setting. Now the quick cook function will also steam precious preserved vitamins and drastically reduces cooking time. There's really so much more to say, but it's really just more than a kitchen appliance. It's a superhero, and it is now time to announce our winner of that 5,000 Rand Dion
Drum
Wyatt
roll,
gift voucher.
please. There we go. All right, the Dion Wyatt Share the Joy winner this morning is Buseleto Mukwena from Johannesburg.
You have
Yeah.
won yourself a 5,000 Rand Dion Wyatt gift voucher. Happy shopping.
Ah, man. Join us again tomorrow for our next Dion Wyatt giveaway, as there is more than enough joy to go around. And winners will have to download the Dion Wyatt app to redeem your prize. So download the app right now at your app store. Thanks, Dion Wyatt. Technology simplified. It's nice, ne?
Share the joy with Dion Wyatt this Christmas for the best in electronics and appliances, and with our epic festive season deals. Visit our stores to find the perfect gift you're after, or shop online at dionwyatt.co.za. Plus, download the Dion Wyatt app at the Apple App Store or Google Play Store to stand a chance to win one of 5 10,000 Rand shopping sprees. The biggest range of top brands at festive prices you'll hardly believe. Dion Wyatt, technology simplified.
Oh, it's certainly the season to be jolly. Well, we're taking the quickest of breaks on your Feel Good Breakfast show. JP Sebastian, he joins us in studio as we're talking all things new when it comes to movie trailers that's just been released. So don't go anywhere.
Hopefully you voted for your favorite on social media. Plus, the band's been waiting a long time to do this pose right now. Enjoy it, gents. It's nice. It's very nice. I like it. It's cool. All
right. Should we do that? Yeah. Because, yeah, that's one we're doing first. The first performance is Can't Stop the Feeling, so let's rather run that first, please. Thank you. Trek maar uit. Trek uit. What? Can we run Can't Stop the Feeling, please? Plug in that other one there.
Alright, yeah. Shit. I got this feeling inside my...
Hey.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. All through my city, all through my home. We're flying up no ceiling when we're in our zone. Cause I got that sunshine in my pocket, I got that good soul in my feet. I feel the hot blood in my body when it drops. I can't take my eyes off it, moving so phenomenally. A room on lock the way we rock it, so don't stop. Cause under the lights when everything...
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Well, welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast show on Expresso. We are talking movies with JP Sebastian, but in particular, new movie trailers that's been released. And JP, I have a quick confession. So
What's that?
my concentration span, I've realized, is not that great. Last week when I was on the plane traveling for 17 hours, I watched all the movie trailers.
Okay.
Instead of the movies. It was just little snippets of everything, and then...
So you sat through 2 hours of totally like non-pareil...
Like little
totally
3-minute clips.
None of them fit together.
I'm loving movie trailers at the moment.
And you were just like, oh, this all makes sense as a coherent single movie.
And then the one that I could not stop thinking about, that's the movie I went and watched. Yeah.
What was that?
There was quite a few that I ended up watching. 17 hours of travel is a long time.
Okay, but what would you recommend to JP?
Well, JP, let's first look at the ones that's coming out. Let's first look at the movie trailers that's just been released. The first one, All Is True.
So what I wanted to do with these, by the way, is all of you by now have seen the Avengers Endgame trailer that made 289 million views in the first 24 hours on YouTube, and Expresso would feel old if I showed you the Avengers trailer. So I wanted to show you some tiny ones that people might forget about, but just keep on your radar. All Is True is the life story, or at least the last 3 years of Shakespeare's life. and played by Kenneth Branagh, who is unrecognizable there as Kenneth Branagh, directed by him as well. I think you mentioned recently that you watched Murder on the Orient Express.
Yes.
So yes, a director and also Poirot.
And it was his birthday yesterday.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
cool. Well,
he's actually Sir Kenneth Branagh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Fancy. So Sir Kenneth Branagh plays William Shakespeare, who I don't know if he was knighted or not. And what's cool about this is like sometimes Shakespearean things can feel alienating for people. The language feels like homework because it was set works when you're in high school and whatever. But he really seems to humanize the character so much. The dude is sort of like in a midlife crisis, late life crisis, because like I said, it's his last 3 years.
But he's always loved those type of movies. I mean, Much Ado About Nothing. I mean, yeah, that's his style.
And he's a totally accomplished Shakespearean actor. Along with, we saw also Gandalf is in there. Ian McKellen, sorry. Dame Judi Dench. And that's enough from, I don't know, Bra J.P. Sebastian on that movie. So yes, I think these are really helpful, especially if you're doing a boring English set work and you need some inspiration. Turn to the movie, I don't know, see that the dude was human as well. And no date for it in essay just as of yet, so keep it on your radar.
But exciting to look forward to. So let's talk about the movie Sunset.
Sunset is the official submission for Oscar consideration for next year for the country of Hungary. And it's by a director who previously won the Oscar for it was Son of Saul. Sunset looks, oh man, it's so beautifully shot for a start. It looks like a cliche kind of period piece or anything like that. But this mysterious girl returns to Budapest. There she thinks she's going to take over the country business. That's the way you say it, and you don't say mushaboom or whatever you say. Much ado about nothing. Shame, now I got you.
I don't know.
You're still on the plane, I don't blame you. And so in this story, it seems like, everything's kind of normal. This society that she's in is quite stable and whatever. It's on the verge of entering World War I in Hungary, which is where stuff went down. She finds out that she's got this long-lost brother, blah, 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 blah.
I'm looking at this picture, and this girl, I mean, her name is Julie.
I'm not even going to try and say the names.
Okay,
They're
but
Hungarian.
don't you think she looks like the girl from Harry Potter, Emma Watson?
Yeah, actually.
I thought it was Emma
for the longest
Watson.
time I was thinking she looks like Rami Malek from Bohemian Rhapsody. But anyway, that's another story.
Well, JP, thank you for joining us this morning, looking at the movie trailers releasing pretty soon, although no SA dates released yet, but I can bet you, JP Sebastian will keep you up to date right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Yes, ma'am.
It is that time of the morning. We asked you on social media to cast your votes for the songs you'd like Katleho Maboe to perform for us right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. And your votes have come through fast and furiously. At 88% this morning, Can't Stop the Feeling, Justin Timberlake, Senorita at 0%, as well as Leia at 12%. And that means it's time for the stage to burn down. It's Can't Stop the Feeling with Kat and the band.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. All through my city, all through my home. I'm flying up, no ceiling when we're in our zone. Cause I got that sunshine in my pocket, I got that good soul in my feet. I feel a hot blood in my body when it drops. Can't take my eyes off it, moving so phenomenally. Come on, like the way we rock it, so don't stop. Cause under the lights, when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, all you already know. So just imagine. Say, then I can see but you when you dance. Good creeping up on you, so just dance. Come on, all those things I shouldn't do, but you dance. And ain't nobody leaving, seems to be there. Say, can't stop the feeling. So just dance, yeah. So just dance. Ooh, it's something magical. It's in the air, it's in my blood, it's rushing on. Don't need no reason, don't need control. I'm flying up, no ceiling when I'm in my soul. Cause I got that sunshine in my pocket, I got that good soul in my feet. I feel the hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off it. I'm moving so phenomenally. I prove a lot the way we rock it, so don't stop. Cause under the lights, when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you. come on, come on, come on, come on now. Come on, you can't stop it. Come on, come on, come on, come on now. Come on, you can't stop it. Come on, come on, come on, come on now. Come on, you can't stop it. Come on, come on, come on, come on now. You can't stop it. You can't stop it. You can't stop it. You can't stop it. Then I can see but shit when you dance, dance, dance. Feeling good, good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, 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 dance. Ain't nobody. Hey, so everybody sing, say. I got this feeling in my body. Got this feeling in my body. Yeah, I wanna see you move your body. Yeah, got this feeling in my body. I can't stop. Got this feeling in my body. Yeah, I got this feeling in my body. Ooh.
Don't miss Winner Home's grand finale this coming Thursday night. After 3 months of grueling design drama, which duo will earn that 100,000 Rand cash prize as the judge's favorite? Plus, one lucky viewer walks away with the biggest prize on South African television, their choice of one of the 3 completed apartments worth more than 3 million Rand. That's the Winner Home grand finale this Thursday, 13 December at 7:30 p.m. on SABC3. The stage is yours. Winner Home, proudly brought to you by Capitec and Private Property, with Samsung products designed for your connected lifestyle. Grand prize luxury penthouse apartment by Bowen Properties.
The feeling with Cat and the band.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yo, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Tuesday morning. We're live and large and in charge, bringing forth all the feel-good vibes. Now, if you've been paying attention and been watching it, you know that 6 teams are about to become 3 in the Mzansi Super League this week, with the playoff matches taking place on Friday. But before we get there, there is still one more round group stage match to get out of the way. And one team hoping to book their place in the next round are the Paul Rocks, and they take on the Nelson Mandela Bay Giants tomorrow, where only a win will get the Rocks into the playoffs. And to chat to us about that playoff and their hopes for the team are Tsepo Moreki and Grant Thompson from the Paarl Rocks. Let's welcome them into the Feel Good studio, ladies and gentlemen. Great to have you guys here, man. It's been an exciting tournament so far. And a very, very tough one as well, especially for you guys. I mean, looking at the stats so far, 4 wins, 5 losses. What have you made of the performance of the team so far?
I'd say that we've been really, really good.
Yeah.
And then a little bit inconsistent. So for us, it's just been trying to find, a consistent brand of cricket that works. Batting well, bowling well, fielding well, doing all those things. So when we've managed to get that right, we've managed to win games, and we did so this weekend in Johannesburg.
Yeah. Grant?
Yeah, no, I think we've, exactly like Tsepo said, a little bit inconsistent in terms of our performances. But, when we click, we're basically unstoppable. We won 4 games. We've got the 1 bonus point. Unfortunately, we lost, the first game against the Spartans by 1 run. Yeah. It was a humdinger, 200 runs in each innings, So, that was really exciting to be a part of as well as a player. So, look, it's all in the past now. We're looking forward to tomorrow. A win gets us through, and then the rest actually doesn't really matter.
Absolutely, that's very true. And so, in having gone back to the analysis, which I'm sure you've done so, to your previous match when you guys were in PE playing the Nelson Mandela Bay Giants, what have you looked at correcting or improving on that could earn you a different result and obviously get you the win that'll get you through the playoffs?
I think the standout thing for us in that game was the fielding. We didn't field well, and that was the difference between the 2 teams, I think, as well, is they held their catches when we gave opportunities, and, we put a few easy ones down.
Yeah.
And that set us back a lot. And so if we can tighten up those little things going into tomorrow's game, I think we'll be in pretty good shape.
Yeah. Any impact players that you've identified in the Giants squad that could pose a threat, with bat or ball that you're looking at eliminating?
I think they've got Jason Roy's coming back. Yeah. So, that's a big one for them. And then obviously Imi, world-class spinner, Chris Morris. They just there's a lot of them. Duncan's been playing quite well as well. So they're a good side, but we're just going to have to bring our A game, and if we focus on doing the basics right tomorrow, focus on our game, we should be up there.
I was about to ask that as my next question. In the shorter format of the game that is T20 now, how much of focus do you put into analysing the other team's performance, like I said, each individual player, where they've contributed in helping that opposition team to success, versus having a look at your own strengths? How much time do you as a team spend on that?
I think as a team, a lot of the time most of the time we spend on ourselves.
Yeah.
Trying to get our game right. But also, you've got to give the respect to the opposition. Every team has 1 or 2 game breakers. Guys you have to spend time on, like you were saying, guys like Jason Roy, guys like Chris Morris, X-factor players who can make a massive impact.
Yeah.
So we do spend a lot of time on ourselves mainly. But yeah, we do have a look at the opposition, especially those players who can put in X-factor performances.
Yeah. Grant, great knock for you this past Sunday, 71. Does that kind of boost your confidence going into a game like this, knowing that you've done it very recently in your previous game, so you do have your eye in, so to speak?
Yeah, look, you can just take confidence from it, it's a lot easier going in as a batter making runs than being shy of runs, especially in a must-win game where there's a lot of pressure on. Look, tomorrow's a different day, different pitch, different conditions, different bowlers, so you're going to have to do it all over again, and different plans, but obviously a lot of confidence going into tomorrow, and hopefully we can get over the line.
Yeah, and you guys have had some of the best fans out there when the Paarl faithful come out and support in their purple man. What do you got to say to the guys that have been coming to support you guys?
Yeah, the first thing we've got to say is thank you. It's been so well attended. We've been so well supported by the Paarl faithful, and every game we've had the opportunity to play there has been an absolute humdinger, and it's been so much fun playing there. They're an entertaining bunch as well, and they get behind us. And they do put the opposition under a lot of pressure as well.
Yeah.
And that's been one of the most enjoyable things for the competition for me so far.
Yeah. Well, we do appreciate your time, gentlemen, joining us so early on in the morning, and wishing you all of the best for tomorrow's clash against the Nelson Mandela Bay Giants, 12th of December at Boerland Park, and that match starts off at 2 o'clock. Or get there as early as possible so you can get all the good seats and watch the action go down in the Mzansi Super League.
There's nothing smoother than the fresh, cool taste of Clover Tropica. Made with love by Clover.
So situated in the Southern Hemisphere. We as South Africans are so blessed. We get to enjoy a hot festive season where Christmas is usually spent with family, at the beach, or near a swimming pool. So we want to try out a Tropica Frosty the Snow mocktail, which is an easy way to sip on the sun this summer. And it's perfect for your holiday get-together with friends and family. Chef Ewan is going to be showing us how to make this delicious mocktail.
You can make a big batch.
Yes.
For the entire
like a big
family,
punch bowl.
Your party. Exactly. So we've got some blueberries, we've got some mint, we've got some lime as well. So what you can do so long is we need some sugar around the rim of the glass. So just rub it with some lemon. I'm going to kind of squash our blueberries because we like squashed blueberries. Just like so.
Just like that.
Yep. Cool. And that should do it.
Great.
Now.
Nice and crushed.
We have our Tropica ananas pineapple flavor. We're just going to put it into our little shake over here. Nice. How's you looking there?
I'm done.
Look at you.
I didn't come here to play straight on.
Look at
Me,
you.
I'm on it, eh? I am
like
on
that.
it. Can I put some ice in it as well?
You can put some ice along in there. There we have it. Now our blueberries are going to go in here, which is going to add a little bit of a different dimension to the flavor. Cool. And we have some mint as well that I'm going to just bruise and just kind of work it with your hands.
Can't wait to get in on this drink.
Just
this
like that.
mocktail.
This mocktail. I'm not going to put all the mint.
Alrighty.
I want a squeeze of lime.
Oh, look at you.
Just a squeeze of lime.
So festive and colourful.
And that's lovely because it's exactly that. It's colourful. Yeah. And you want, if a hot summer's day, you can think all sitting outside on the patio and sipping on something lovely.
And I'm getting that mint coming out so nicely.
Absolutely.
They're refreshing.
I wish I can shake this and show you real, but I'm just going to give it a bit of a swirl around there.
Just one.
Hey?
Just one.
What, one swirl?
Be Tom Cruise. No,
I'm scared.
No, don't be scared. Be confident. You got this. Told you got this.
Okay. Well, kind of. Okay. So you let that infuse a little bit, and then it's as easy as pouring. You can strain it if you want.
Oh, yeah.
No, you got it. Look at that.
One more.
Jimmy's paying off.
Thank you. My
Nice.
muscles.
Your muscles. Get some of that in there as well. Fantastic.
Nice.
And
So
we
the
top
mint's
it up.
supposed to go with, eh?
I'm putting up the mint because it's a nice... No, I love it because you can strain it like I've said, but the mint will keep adding flavor. So I have to make sure that it's absolutely even.
And to add more flavor, I'm going to add some more
Blueberries. And a mint. Fresh
Such a
one.
healthy drink.
Sorry.
It's okay.
There we have it. Look at that.
The key word is clover. If you would like to make this delicious Frosty the Snow mocktail perfect for your summer season, then you can definitely do that. But why don't you take one more look at how we made this?
Situated in the Southern Hemisphere, we as South Africans enjoy a hot festive season where Christmas is usually spent with family at the beach or near a swimming pool. So why not try this Tropica Frosty the Snow mocktail, an easy way to sip on the sun this summer. For this recipe, you'll need 1 cup of Tropica pineapple, a handful of ice, juice from an entire lime, sugar, 1 Nestle Pure Life sparkling water for top-up, fresh mint leaves, and fresh blueberries. Prep your glass by running half of a lime around the rim. Pour some sugar on a plate. And place your glass upside down on the plate to coat the rim evenly with sugar. Then add the Tropica pineapple, ice, lime juice, fresh mint leaves, and blueberries into a cocktail shaker or a large mason jar. Shake to combine. A tip, use a spoon or fork to mash up the blueberries. Carefully strain the mixture ingredients into a glass with ice. Top it off with Nestle Pure Life sparkling water. Maybe even add a few blueberries if you're feeling extra festive, and enjoy. It's the perfect drink for your holiday get-together with friends and family.
Made with love by Clover.
And there you have it. And our last little top up, some sparkling water to give it a bit of a fizz. And you have yourself a Frosty the Snow mocktail.
Lovely. Look at it. Look at it fizz. There you go. Another amazing drink to entertain your guests with this summer.
That looks good.
We got your back.
Clover to 33728. We got your back.
There's nothing smoother than the fresh, cool taste of Clover Tropica. Made with love by Clover.
Oh, this is slowly and surely becoming one of my favorite moments of the day because we've been talking about the Woolies hashtag Bring It Home competition for the last month.
Yes.
And your responses have been absolutely incredible. And this festive season, Woolies, they are helping 100 South Africans reunite with those most special to them. But as they say, good things come to an end. And sadly, even though the competition ended yesterday, the 9th of December, in fact, that was Sunday. Yes. So this week, we are announcing our last couple of winners. So let's start it off.
Okay, so our third winner this morning is Tembeka Lusiki, who nominated herself. She sent in a message saying, I lost my job. It's been a year since I've seen my family. I have 2 kids. They don't have clothes for Christmas. And my mom is sick. I am from Mthatha. Please help me to go to my family in Mthatha. Oh, man. Tembeka, we have some good news for you today. You have just drawn all our hearts, and we're happy to let you know you'll be spending Christmas with your kids and your family this festive season.
That's absolutely special.
Yeah.
And of course, we also have our next winner that we actually have on the line this morning. Wendy, good morning. Hi, Wendy. Where are you calling us from this morning?
Port Elizabeth.
Port Elizabeth. Now, Wendy, you nominated Callum. Tell us what's going on with Callum.
Callum's my son. He moved up to Joburg in May to look for a job there, and unfortunately, he still hasn't found gainful employment.
Okay.
And he's been really dejected about it, so I just entered the competition to maybe bring him home to recharge his batteries, to go off and try again.
Yeah, well, you know what, Wendy?
I'm very grateful that we've won.
Yes, so I was about to say you
Yes.
did win, Wendy. Callum, he is coming home. And of course, this is such a special time of the year. It's very difficult being away from your family, especially if it's your first year looking for work. And it's so often that you have to work during these times. But Callum, I hope you're watching because your mom has entered the competition. And thanks to Woolies, you will be spending the festive season with your family.
It's been such a tremendous emotional journey with all the winners. And we hope that everyone that won so far will have a blast, have the most amazing Christmas with their families and their loved ones. Now, we're going to take a break.
Yes.
Coming up after the break, the man of the moment on the stage, Katlego Maboe, it's hashtag Tuesday Choose. He performs his next song.
Let's run it.
Yeah. Go for it.
Let's get the guitar, please.
Lia, ek weet nie meer of ek jou hier uit sal
Lia
sal kan sien nie.
Lia. By die Jewels fantastisch. Not die Jewels fantasie. Fantastisch. Can I get more guitar? Go.
Lia, ek weet nie meer of ek jou hier uit sal kan sien nie. Sal ek ooit genoeg geld kan verdien? Die nag is koud in die winter. In die winter. Toe ek jou gesien het vir die eerste keer, Lia, ek kan nie meer onthou dit gevoel het nie die baie bly na in die winter in jou masse ons verstaan is ons kom glo in die dinge daar.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3, where the stage is yours. Now it's time for us to make some wishes come true this morning with loot.co.za. And Zoe, we've got our very first winner on the line who posted on Loot's Facebook page with that hashtag #LootFestive. And our winner is, make some noise, Cameron Pio! Hey Cameron, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I am fabulous. Are you feeling lucky this morning?
I'm feeling extremely lucky.
Ooh,
It's my
okay.
first time on TV. I feel so famous.
Listen, you are famous right now. Where are you currently in your life at this moment?
I'm in Port Elizabeth.
Okay, wonderful. So are you going to give us a lucky dance? You need to give us a lucky dance. All right.
I can do that.
So
I'm doing that right now.
I am doing it with you.
Probably copying me.
So we're going to see what you'll be winning this morning. What number would you like to choose? Of course, you've got 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 11, 15, 6, 18, and 19.
Oh, this is so difficult. Okay, I think I'm going to go with number 16.
Number 16. Zoe, are you going to do the honors?
Here. Are you ready, Cameron?
Yes, I'm
Because,
ready.
Cameron,
In
you
3,
have won yourself
2, 1.
the PlayStation! Valued at 5,699 Rand, and of course, it comes with a couple of games. That is
Cameron,
all yours.
Yeah, a Sony PlayStation. Sony PlayStation. I mean, all the men in your home are going to be so happy, and I'm sure including you, right?
Oh, my word, yes, definitely.
Well, congratulations, Cameron Pia, walking away with a massive prize from loot.co.za.
And of course, you at home, you also stand a chance of winning, because all you have to do is go onto loot.co.za's Facebook page. You like the page and comment on the page with that hashtag #LootFestive like Cameron did, and you post your wish item there. So simply either copy the link from loot.co.za's page or post a picture of the item. Now keep an eye out on your Facebook Messenger, as winners will be contacted and only have 4 hours to reply. So go on, post your desired item on Loot's Facebook page and use that hashtag #LootFestive, and we could make a wish come true this holiday season courtesy of that hashtag #LootFestive. Now, I don't know about you, we've had incredible prizes the whole time, so I can't wait to see what's behind the rest of these doors. Wow.
Well, and I can't wait to come to your house, Cameron, and play that PlayStation 4. Congratulations. The feel good doesn't stop on your feel good breakfast show.
Are you going to a house?
Expresso.
Are you going to a
I
house?
might just show up. Well, the feel good doesn't stop, right? Because you're ready with your second song.
Yeah.
It is Leia by the Yerbals Fantasties. Take it away, Cat and Band.
Leah, ek weet nie meer of ek jou hieruit sal kan sien nie. Sal ek ooit genoeg geld kan verdien? Die nag is koud in die winter. In die winter. Toe ek jou gesien het vir die eerste keer, Leah, ek kan nie meer onthou dit gevoel het nie, die baie bly na in die winter, in jou ma se ons was tieners, ons kon glo in die dinge daarbo, in jou ma se wou ek sien en wou ek glo, maar tye het verander en ons raak nie jonger nie, ek kan nie eers meer by jou nie, ons laaste avondstrome versprei soos waterstrome op die gras, op die gras. dit was, dan sal ons kan leer. Maar jy's nou net die pen op 'n servet wat ek alweer iewers moes vergeet het.
That was absolutely
amazing. Huh? Come on, Wow.
Guys, that song just reminds me of Stellenbosch and my student days. Die Jewels fantastisch. Dit was fantastisch.
Did it transport you back?
Yes, it did.
Hey?
It
Was
did.
it a close dance for you?
It was like a throwback Tuesday.
Oh, that's amazing.
Man, you've got to love it.
Is that it for us today? Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Good things come to an end. All good things.
Are you
Absolutely.
just channeling?
Unfortunately, we get to do this again tomorrow on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Yeah.
And you know, when it comes to a Wednesday, it's all about your culinary hotline bling. Sing, sing, sing. Where if you are struggling with anything of a cooking-related nature, our experts will be here to take your call. Especially now as we get into festive season, I think a lot of people want to try a itziki. Like last week when you showed us you and your mom's gammon recipe,
man.
and the fact that you added, what did you add? Sprite?
No, it's ginger beer.
Ginger beer, okay.
Ginger beer.
You know how I know he added ginger beer? Because that's the question he got in the Friday Rewind game.
You
Which
guys.
he answered, which I still,
Can we just talk about that?
I just whistled, I clapped, and I made a noise for your performance, and now you bring the shade.
I wasn't here. I watched it on YouTube.
Brother.
I watched it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are very competitive. I just want
we've
to
always
say.
known
It's all love, though. It's all love.
Is it?
At the end, we still shake
What
hands.
kind of
We
love?
want to see. We
What
want to
kind of
actually
love?
see you guys hugging.
It's cool.
I want to see you guys hugging.
It's what do they call it? Hey, yeah.
Hug Ewan.
Hey,
hug Ewan. Ewan,
I remember the one year I was hosting, it was not too long ago, you guys ended up with your shirts off.
Oh yeah,
Expresso Rewind.
that did happen.
Not to be repeated anytime soon, but hey, tomorrow we've got a big surprise, big reveal.
Big reveal.
We've been talking about it, and tomorrow, finally, we shall open the doors to reveal the wonder and spectacular.
It's going to change your life. Life-changing stuff.
All right,
we did tell you to watch the space, though. We did. We warned you.
Yeah.
We warned you.
We've been teasing you.
But thanks to all our guests today. Young Paris was very, very cool. Dr. Darren Green and all those that contributed to the show. And thanks for voting for Tuesday Tunes. We'll do it again. Hey, next week we're doing Christmas carols because obviously Merry Christmas and all that kind of stuff.
And our studio manager just reminded me to say culinary hotline bling. We did that. We did it.
We said that.
We all do it again.
Sing, sing, sing.
We gotta go, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.